This is a song that my mother taught me. The boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman, boo. He's an awful man, a terrible man, a wicked man too. He often chases children and catches them like mice. His teeth, they are awful, and his breath, it is not nice.
So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone who's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck, I feel sick and dizzy now. Disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator Bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Men and women form lines to clear the land. The brushes beat as townspeople walk from the street to the wood line, moving slow into the woods now, making no sound as a gifting tree is found. Food and children's items with sales and flowers too. Why would someone do this to our town? Putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding predator Bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground as the forest goes quiet. Not a bird, cricket, or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready as all know the sign that predator Bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's call, but that's not all. Coyote sounds, how his broken branches are heard. The babies cry, I hear a hoot, and an owl flies by a call for help. Then the sound of a scream, like a dreamer come to the reality of now. Predator Bigfoots all around. They didn't make a sound till now. We all know, put the side at his head to slow their charge. People run from fear as others stand clear, calm in the rain as the ground is now stained. The forest now quiet as only few walk away. Now we look but the predators are down.
Okay. A little blurry.
What?
We're a little blurry.
Spray.
That's right. I think I got it. A little better.
I'll go ahead and leave this while we wait. Revelation 16, verses 13 and 14. And I saw 3 unclean spirits that looked like frogs coming out of the mouths of the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. We'll pray. Lord, we pray that you give us discernment and first of all, we thank you. Thank you, Father, just for all the ways that you bless us and that you bless us with this channel, that you bless us with wisdom, and that you give your wisdom to us in your word, and you teach us how to discern and interpret that word. We thank you for that, Father, and we pray that you always will. We pray that our platform will be pleasing to you. We thank you for giving us an opportunity to help people by sharing what we know, what we've learned, and not what we're guessing. Just thank you, Father, for all the viewers that come here. We thank you just for all the opportunity and the protection that you give to each of us. We thank you for our tracking team, and we love you, Father. It's just a beautiful, exciting ride with you, and we know that even in treacherous times that you go before us, beside us, you stand behind us, and you're inside of us. We love you, Father. In Jesus' name, the name of your Son, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, we're going to have to put up with this hair for a while I grow it out into the silver and quit dyeing it. So
She has it pinned down. It's really it's fluffier.
Yeah. I can't figure out anything to do with it, but there we go. All right.
And also,
in case anyone wants to do some busting.
If you hear a little noise, it's the air conditioner on in the other room.
So if it bothers you and it interferes, let us know. We can turn it off. It's actually pretty cool in here right now. Should I go ahead and turn it off?
Yeah, we could do that.
I think that's okay.
And I just also turned down the other microphone, so it probably sounds a little bit better now. I didn't know it was on. Well, actually, we're not even in the room with that one, so we should still be good.
We have on our Boggy Creek shirts tonight.
Watching Wednesday. Let me also put the fair use in the top
right
corner here. So fair use. That's for criticism. Let's say research, but we're not researching. Comments and I should say corrections, but it doesn't have it. But let me read the whole thing because I'm not sure what else is. Disclaimer under section 107 of the copyright 1976, license made for fair use, purpose such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So we're in there.
I want to read something about the symbolism of the frog spirits. These frog-like spirits are interpreted as demonic entities that play a significant role in the spiritual warfare depicted in the book of Revelation. They are associated with the unholy trinity of Satan. Demonic spirits, the frogs represent unclean spirits that perform miracles to deceive the kings of the earth, persuading them to gather for the final battle against God, often referred to as Armageddon. This imagery evokes the plague of frogs in Egypt, symbolizing chaos and divine judgment. They also represent spiritual deception. These spirits are seen as instruments of spiritual deception, leading people away from the truth of God and towards falsehood. They embody the spirit of rebellion against God, working to unite the world in opposition to divine authority. And the final conflict, the emergence of these spirits, signifies the culmination of evil in the last days, where they gather the nations for the ultimate confrontation with God. This reflects the broader themes of Revelation, which include the struggle between good and evil and the eventual triumph of God over all adversaries. And then I would also ask you to consider the beasts of the field, which will be part of this final battle. So just something to put in your brain.
You know, when we're going to be hearing about an older person giving information, and then we're going to be hearing about a person also giving it opinions. Let me just say opinions, not information. The older generation always warned us about the boogeyman, wood boogers, Bigfoot, shadow things, shadow people, things that are in the darkness. But the older people weren't deciphering hieroglyphs. They didn't know about DNA studies, and they weren't getting this information. So when they're talking about Bigfoot and boogeyman, that's basically all they know, unless they've had a confrontation with it, or unless something has, if they've seen it, how it hunts and kills. They would have more information than another person. But like we're saying, back in the day, you know, even with my parents and grandparents, you know, they didn't have the DNA studies like with the Melba Ketchum DNA studies. They didn't have, they weren't reading hieroglyphs. But all this information was put out there thousands of years ago. We had to decipher a lot of the information. A lot of the information, it wasn't hidden. It was put right there in front of us. But we weren't taught to decipher how to read tablets or old manuscripts. Like where I'm from, they were teaching us 2 + 2 is 4, and trying to, you know, have English and typing. You know, nothing major as far as knowledge. It was basic information, basic knowledge to get you to work in a convenience store or work for somebody. It wasn't to overcome or to give you a higher education. And then you even got to colleges, universities. But even in those colleges and universities, they don't teach you hieroglyphs. They don't teach you DNA studies. They don't teach you DNA threads, especially of different sequences. And I wish we had remembered to, well, I don't wish. We should have linked the DNA studies to this thread tonight. Now, a predator Bigfoot, it is a spider with a man-like face and man-like features, but it is a predator, and a predator is always a predator. in those DNA studies, even with the Melba-Ketchum-1, even with before that study, we were sharing that information that this thing, this predator, is a combination of everything, but not a completion of anything. It started as a spider, and what a spider eats, that spider will produce something that's got that DNA linked to it. So the spider was eating man, the spider was eating serpents, was eating birds and fish. It's all in the hieroglyphs. And those hieroglyphs teach us that sequence of how everything came to be as far as the predator world. And we were all raised in a predator time. Not a predator world, but a predator time. We were raised with the crows flying over. We were raised with coyotes in the backyard. We were raised with raccoons and possums and skunks and sharks, octopus, falcons, cobras, rattlesnakes, and of course all the poisonous spiders also. But then you also got the ticks, you got the beetles, you got ladybugs, you got lice, you've got parasites. And when we arrived, um, when we arrived here, this is what the result of what had happened before. And this is the time that we're in. It's a time that has predators. Now, a predator Bigfoot, it cannot be a man, it cannot be a bird, it cannot be a fish, cannot be a serpent, it cannot be a dog. These things, these predators carry DNA, multiple DNAs. Just because it has a serpent DNA that is found in the DNA studies doesn't make it a serpent. Just because dog DNA or canine DNA is found in that DNA study doesn't mean it's a dog. Just because fish DNA and bird DNA, pig DNA, monkey DNA, doesn't mean it's a monkey, doesn't mean it's a bird, doesn't mean it's a fish. This thing carries all the DNA in one man-like figure, but it is a spider, and it drinks blood and it eats flesh, and it's an apex predator. In our histories that's been passed down, this thing is to evolve, to become more man-like, to get closer to us, to eat us. Just because it has human DNA in it doesn't make it a human. Just because it has serpent DNA in it doesn't mean it's a serpent. Just because it has canine DNA in it doesn't mean it's a dog. Just because it has fish DNA in it doesn't mean it's a fish. Again, just because it has human DNA in it doesn't mean it's a human. That means because what a spider does, when a spider eats something, it keeps that DNA and it produces. That's where you get the bird spider, the wolf spider, the bell spider, all these different variations because it's producing from the DNA that it's been eating. So if it has human DNA in it, it's been eating humans. If it shows up with serpent DNA, it's been eating snakes. If it shows up with fish DNA, it's been eating fish. This is what a spider does. So as we listen tonight, keep that in mind. Just because it's got the DNA doesn't make it a person. It can never be man. It can never be a fish. It can never be a bird. It can never be a snake. It can never be a land animal, and it can never be a dog. Now, if it quits eating all these things, it will revert back to a spider. It has a spider DNA in it. And that's all a Bigfoot is an apex predator, is the biggest, most powerful predator out there that is hunting everything, including people. So when you look at those DNA studies, remember that. It's eating these things and that DNA is going to show up. It may just be eating bird and fish. That DNA is just going to be the predominant. It's going to show up. But it will have that human also, because they are eating humans. They are digging up graves. They are drinking blood from car accidents. Anything like that. Blood is on the menu, and so are people. So these things are not us. These predators are not us, and a predator is only a predator. It is not man, it is not a human, but it has those features because it has been eating people. And we're talking generations and generations and generations and generations. This thing didn't just show up. This thing has been since the time after Noah, the time before. And they're still here, and they're still hunting. For someone to think these things, that some can be good and some can be bad, a predator is a predator. You can raise a lion your entire life and know it. But one day it's going to turn. One day it's going to get back to its natural primal instincts. And we've all seen that happen. Everybody knows the story of the snake. An Indian pulled the snake from a freezing water, chipped it off, put it by the fire, let it thaw out, fed that snake. They moved around the room. They always had food, they always had water. And one day it bit the Indian guy. Bit him again, and once he's laying there and he's dying, he said, "Why did you bite me?" He said, "I'm a snake." A predator is a predator. And what we're going to be talking about, we don't want anyone to take the opinion of someone who doesn't know the DNA, who won't study the DNA, who doesn't take the time to even read the books that we put out, or to even try to learn to read the hieroglyphs to understand them. So when people don't dig that deep, they're going to have the opinions of what someone told them. And they're going to try to make it as their own and pass it on to the next, which is still getting people taken. And there's a lot of missing people out there. And a lot of people are doing some of the same things that has been passed down through these other channels and researchers who are saying, go wood knock, go gift these things, go try to communicate, go mind speak. But as in our book, Bigfoot Gifters, if you've read that book, you know that once you start that, they're going to start coming closer. They're going to get closer and closer and closer. And you don't just jeopardize, or they don't just jeopardize themselves. They jeopardize their children, their pets, their family, their neighborhood, and their city or town. Because these things got a way to come in now. And if food is not there, they're going to go around that house to the next one. And around and into the town, into the dumpsters. Because it has a way in that's not being obstructed. And they will use that. They will mimic. They will pretend to be shy and harmless. This is a predator who knows a human's emotions, their habits, their routines, their schedules. It knows how to call. It knows how to talk back when they hear the words. It knows how to sound like a bird. It knows how to be a predator
Knows how to manipulate.
and to manipulate. Yeah. So this is what we're going to be discussing. We just want everyone to realize and to understand that this is a predator. And this predator it doesn't survive by just coming out and destroying and causing a big ruckus and causing alarm. It survives by being stealthy, being patient, learning its prey, and then attacking and then taking when everything's calm and no one is suspicious. It survives on being unseen.
A shark is always a predator.
And you don't always see a shark until you drop some blood, and they're gonna start showing up. You start splashing around, making noise, they're gonna start showing up. Leave a dog outside every night, see what happens. Especially if you got predators, that dog will come up missing. People come up missing all the time who are just going out in their backyard. But the thing is, when children come up missing or people come up missing from their homes, and there's somebody inside the house that said they were just here, that person was not outside watching the other person. The other person was not outside watching that kid or watching that dog. And they disappeared because the other person wasn't doing their job.
Or the person went out without letting anyone know.
Yeah, that too. And children do that all the time. They would just sneak out and go outside and play when the parents are sleeping. These things are quick and fast, strong and powerful. They're not your friends. They're not anything to get close to. They will take you. They will eat. They will try to, we say the word mate, but they will, with a man or a female, they will take them and
If it were a lion or a tiger, would you lay your baby down in its paws if it seemed friendly?
this is the same thing. And people who say they're gifted and things like that, they're putting things out there and coming back. They're not hanging out with these things. They're not taking pictures with them. They're not having tea with them. These things, if they get the opportunity, especially if there's no food in that area, which a lot of places now are running out of wildlife, that these things will take people. They will take your pets. They will take livestock.
They have. They've been doing it as long as they've been here.
Yeah.
Ever since they invaded and infested.
It's ongoing. It's still happening. So we just want to make sure that people understand these things know how to mimic. They know how to lure people. They know how to set traps. It's a spider. It knows how to set those traps. It knows how to have every place covered where people come and go. And if you look at your surroundings, you'll understand how it works. Every entry and exit point will have a bush, will have a blind, a structure, a bowl, sharp spikes in the ground. It covers every entry and exit point, and it also runs people into certain places. Runs them into ravines, runs them into other groups of Bigfoots. So we're going to be listening to a person who is given a lot of wrong information.
And has a huge platform.
And if they haven't already gotten people into situations, it's just a matter of time.
So which one of those people matters?
Yeah.
You know, if we're wrong in saying they're all predators, and we're not wrong, people lose absolutely nothing by not gifting, by not trying to establish communication with them, by not trying to get close to them, by people lose nothing. They've left, if it's just an animal in the woods, and it's not, but if, for the sake of argument, if it were, no harm done, people have left it alone, and everybody's okay and safer for it. But if they're wrong, and they are, the Bigfoot lovers and the Bigfoot gifters, you've got situations like we talk about on our channel, children being trying to be snatched out of windows, out of the bathtub, a young man raped and poked with sticks and scratched and tormented until he lost his mind. Mother carrying a little baby to the car and when coming out trying to attack it. It's just, you got the woman up in Oklahoma, up in Tulsa, that's had several surgeries now, and she's got a long road to recovery. There's attack after attack after attack, and then it gets hidden. There's far bigger consequences to trying to be around these things than not. Then just, we're not saying hunt them. We're not saying go kill them. We're saying if you have to for self-defense, that's one thing. No matter what it is, if something's trying to attack you or your family, or you defend. You have the right to defend. We're not saying go find them and hunt them down, right? We're just saying deter them. Learn enough from us to know if they're in your area and keep them out of your area. Keep them from peeking in your children's windows and your wife's windows, and waiting outside the car when your wife comes home from work, or your children are at the bus stop and they're building blinds and sitting right there, or your elderly grandmother's sitting, or mom is sitting in her house and she's scared because they're slapping on the house, and that's not okay. None of those things are okay. And this is why we do what we do. So, okay, my rant's over for a minute.
No, I just don't add that the pets, horses, cows,
Yeah,
those things are being raped. Those things are being eaten out there, killed.
we're supposed to be caretakers.
And a lot of people just put it off as, maybe it's a woodpecker that broke that horse's neck. So far-fetched reasoning than the truth of these predators breaking that horse's neck. But this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. A person who is doing this, trying to play everything off to make it seem like these things are harmless things, but they're not. And they have a big platform, but they're going to get a lot of people in situations.
A big platform that I left a long time ago because they're all Bigfoot lovers over there in the Facebook group, and I don't even remember the name of it anymore, but I tried to warn people about that these are predators and not to be gifted and wood knocking and things like that. That was not the place to do it because I got jumped on, and this person tonight his research efforts went so far as just to think that I was a man. Didn't even, I guess, just because the name Lee Tracker E. I don't know if he was trying to poke buttons, or if he really thought I was a man because of the name and because, being a tracker, whatever. But we just had a conversation that went downhill, and I ended up just removing myself from that group because they are not open to people saying these things are predators, and they've got a huge following. And it's so, and that's been several years. It probably 2 years. I don't remember exactly. And I used to have screenshots just because, in case anybody came back and said anything I did, and I'd have it right there. This is exactly how it went. But I don't know where any of that is anymore. Don't care. I don't want this person. It's Darrell Denton. I don't want him to get hurt. We don't want him to get hurt, or anybody that listens to him to get hurt. We don't want anybody to be attacked by these things. It's not about liking people or disliking them. It's just like believers don't want anybody to go to hell. Um, it's just our responsibility, and we feel better knowing we did what we can to make people more safe. They don't know what they don't know. Some people just don't get it, and like our friend Maureen or our friend Scott says, it's all okay until it's not. You know, so
So that's what we're going to be discussing tonight. I think we'll do the comments and then we'll go ahead and start.
okay.
Welcome, everybody. It's good to see everybody back again. Uh-oh.
Tracker on it. Who is it? Oh, Elastic Machinery says, "Oh Lord, have mercy. This is going to be a good one. I must say, I like Mr. Denton as a person." That was it.
As a person, not the information.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you like somebody if they're giving you bad advice or giving your child bad advice or your spouse bad advice. You can like them and still go, hey, don't take that pharmaceutical. It has nothing to do with liking them.
Yeah.
Don't know them enough to like them or dislike them. But I do dislike people giving bad advice and putting people in harm's way. I dislike that very much. And going a step further and stopping other people from warning. So, okay.
Tracker Lorna saying hello to Tracker E and Jerry Williams.
War Chief says, Hallie Toe, Oseo, and Ola to Jerry Lead Horse Choctaw Williams, Ella Lead Tracker E Williams, War Trackers, Shadow and Thunder Trackers, and friends.
All right.
Tracker Lorna says, hi, Lead Tracker E and Jerry Williams. And she says, hi, Elastic Machinery, and hi to War Chief. Bernice is here.
Bernice, all right.
We had a good phone call today. Tracker Lorna says, hi to Bernice. War Chief says, Hallie Toe to Tracker Lorna and Bernice. War Chief says, I might not be able to stay for this whole episode. It's okay, War Chief. It'll be recorded.
Yeah.
JR says, howdy. War Chief says, if you listen to Sir Denton, you most likely will be bitten.
Most likely will be bitten. Sure will be.
Sage Cooley says, ooh, this will be nice and spicy. Grab sriracha sauce. War Chief says, Hallie Toe.
To Sage Cooley.
Tracker Lorna says hi to Sage. Tracker Lorna says hi to JR. Sage says hi, War Chief and Tracker Lorna. Tracker Lorna says some people are on Jerry's channel at the same time as this. Watch. If anybody's listening on the Lead Tracker E channel, you can come on over to Jerry's, to this Sasquatch Choctaw tracking channel. That one's just there for backup, and maybe we'll stop doing the split view because I think it's confusing people. We'll just do it on this one from now on, I think.
Okay.
For watching Wednesdays.
And yours is Dragon.
Mine's Dragon.
Well, that is.
Should I go ahead and get out of it? And just to not have the extra pull. So Tracker Lorna says she's been bouncing back and forth. Yeah, don't worry about going over to the other channel. It's just there in case this one goes down. Night Star says, hey.
Uh-oh.
She says, the fly is so cute and funny.
Yeah, the fly is there.
War Chief says, Hallie Toe to Night Stars. Tracker Lorna says, was on Ella's channel waiting for people to come on. Not sure what channel to watch. Been jumping back and forth. Yeah, sorry about that. We didn't foresee that happening. Tracker Lorna says, hi, Night Stars. War Chief says, amen. So does Lorna. And Night Stars says, amen. Night Star says, your hair looks so cool. Thank you. You always have something sweet to say.
Little hair
I appreciate you. I really wish I'd have just left it silver when it was all silver years ago. I don't know what I was thinking. But War Chief says, Night Star says, Hallie Toe to War Chief and Tracker Lorna. And War Chief says the sound is 5 by 5 or 5 out of 5 lead horse.
All right.
That's awesome. We can thank Tracker L for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's me saying, so glad you're all here. We'll use several verses tonight. Revelation 16, verses 13 and 14. We'll be looking or talking about 1 John chapter 4 and also Acts 19, verse 15. Night Star says, she put a link up to our book. Thank you, Night Stars. We forget to do that. And if you would, hit like also.
And that's the link for Bert's Bigfoot Spiritual Warriors Path.
Yeah. Elastic says, howdy, y'all. I'll be listening in, but have to close my eyes tonight. Oh, well, hope you don't have a headache.
Mm-hmm.
But glad you're here, Elastic. And I placed the Spider Squatch DNA playlist in the chat.
There it is.
So there it is. If you want to take a look at that after this stream or later in the week. Night Stars is putting up another link, and that's to the Bigfoot Gifters book. We appreciate that.
It's for Monster Spotters, that link.
Oh, that one. Sorry.
And the next one is for Bigfoot Gifters.
Okay. Stuart's
And
back.
Good morning, Stuart.
He says, from Scotland, says, good morning, Jerry and Ella, and a big hello from Scotland. Glad you're here, Stuart.
All right.
And I'm just letting people know in that next comment that to just stay on this channel. Don't worry about popping back and forth. It's okay. Night Star says, hi, Stuart, and welcome. Tracker Lorna is saying hi to Stuart. So is War Chief. Stuart saying hi, Night Stars, and hi to Tracker Lorna. I put the playlist again. So I guess when I do comment over on the other channel, it ends up on this one. It is confusing, and I'll blame you for being a little confused. Stuart saying hi to War Chief. Bernard is here.
Hey, Bernard.
Saying greetings, trackers. Hey, Pops is here. Don
All right.
Popsy.
All right.
Grand evening, soul love family.
All right.
So glad you're here. Tracker Lorna says hi, Bernard Fox. Night Star says hi, Bernard. War Chief says hi to Bernard. Night Star says hi, Pop. JR says howdy.
JR.
Tracker Lorna says hi, Pop. And I'm saying if you're logged in, you know what I just said a little while ago, so I guess it repeated.
Okay.
Tracker Lorna saying hey to JR. Howdy to Pop from War Chief. Night Star says howdy, JR. And Pop saying hello, everyone. War Chief says howdy to JR. Did it play again? It popped up again. War Chief's giving a thumbs up. Tracker Lorna says, okay, all is good. Sage Cooley says, the most ridiculous one that I've seen yet is people who go out with crystals and stones for protection, believing they are not physical at all. Yeah,
Wow.
that ain't going to get you anywhere, and it's not going to get you anywhere in the spirit world either. We've got to stop putting our faith in things. The faith needs to be in the Creator, not the things. They're not. He's not going to make us have to have protection when we can't get any. If somebody's just has nothing, what do they say? Oh, I'm not safe or protected by the Lord anymore because I don't have my crystal. Give me a break. And I had a New Age shop. I'm telling you. Anyway, he's waving his hand to me. Don't get off on that rant. Okay. Agree though, Sage. And she says, bears, wolves, cougars, snakes, coyotes, all will take a taste of humans. There's no reason why a Sasquatch won't. Exactly. Elastic is giving 3 thumbs up. D Spence, thank you, D.
Oh, wow. Thank you, D.
Gave a super sticker. That's so sweet. Thank you for that. And she says, good evening, everyone, and God bless and keep everyone. Amen to that. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Tracker Lorna is saying hi to D, and Elastic Machinery says, I'm back over here. Howdy. Yes, I agree with what was just said. That group has incredibly dangerous info. I saw someone who knows they're so dangerous and demonic, but he was turned in that group. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Bay Otter's here. How you
Bay
doing?
Otter.
Says, hi, everyone. I love this community. We're so glad you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart says, sorry, I was a bit late missing the first 30 minutes due to my alarm from Glasgow, Scotland. You haven't missed anything yet. We're not even really into it. So glad you're here. War Chief says hi to Dee, and Lorna says hi to Bay Otter. War Chief says hi to Bay Otter. Kelly says
Hey, all right.
there she's taking her break. Good evening, everyone. Break time. Stuart says hi, Bay Otter. Trucker Lorna says hi, Kelly of the Most High. Kelly's saying hi to Trucker Lorna, and that she hopes everyone is doing well. Bay Otter saying hi, Lorna, and hi, Stuart. And Kelly saying hi, Bernard. Good to see you. Bay Otter saying hi, War Chief. Kelly says hi to War Chief. Bay Otter says hi, Kelly. Kelly says hi, Bay Otter. And Kelly says, good to see everyone. So we read those because we have some sight impaired people, and also there's people that are just driving and listening or working around the house and just listening. So it keeps them up on what's going on chat.
And even like, I think, let's see, even like, let's say Elastic Machinery, he may be winding down or.
Yeah, got his eyes closed.
Yeah, got his eyes closed and just listening. War Chief is saying hello to Kelly. As Ellie told Kelly, child of the Most High.
So tonight we're gonna watch Flash of Beauty again. Flash of Beauty never fails. Thank you, Flash of Beauty, for, like, in one way, oh no, why are you giving these people a platform? And on the other hand, we know they're out there, and it gives us the opportunity to use those interviews for teaching and training people what not to do, because they're out there, they're listening to these people. So it's they never fail in giving us material for reaction videos.
I seen one other episode from Flash of Beauty ones that this was, they didn't give an opinion, and they didn't tell the person who was having activity, they didn't give him, advice, which I liked. I mean, just let these people talk about what's going on, get that information. That's information. But I always hated it when they would say stuff like, hey, try gifting, try giving little toys to them, giving candy, try to communicate. But at least they didn't do that in the last one that I seen.
That's good.
And I was like, wow, at least they're not getting people in trouble. I mean, into situations.
Maybe they've learned.
Yeah, maybe, I hope. But this guy tonight is going to be doing the very opposite.
So this is Darrell Denton, and he's also known, and he puts it on his t-shirt. He got t-shirts made for himself that say, "The Tennessee Bigfoot Man."
Who does that?
Huh?
Who does that? That Tennessee Bigfoot Man, Darrell Denton. I don't know.
You're gonna get Chill Will.
Chill Will.
Chill Will.
That's what they call me in the military. Calm under fire, they would say. So give us about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to switch everything around.
Might not take that long, but
Turn on the other camera, and we'll be right back. And then we're going to start.
grab your drink, go to the restroom, whatever.
Yep.
We'll be back with our BS bell, and we'll be ringing it tonight.
Yep. So we'll be right back. Let me put a video on for you. So, okay, we'll be right back.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck. I feel sick and dizzy now, disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as the clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator Bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Man and woman form lines to clear the land. The brushes beat as townspeople walk from the street to the wood line, moving slow into the woods now, making no sound as a gifting tree is found. Food and children's items with sales and flowers too. Why would someone do this to our town? Putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding predator Bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground as the forest goes quiet. Not a bird, cricket, or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready as all know the sign that predator Bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's call, but that's not all. Coyote sounds, how his broken branches are heard. The babies cry, I hear a hoot, and an owl flies by a call for help, then the sound of a scream.
Oh, the mute's on.
You mute somewhat.
TV.
Oh. Hold on. Let me get set up. There we go. Okay, so let's give a listen. Did we take the volume off already?
Mm-hmm.
What we can set it
55.
on? Okay. Let's see how that goes.
Okay.
And then, all right, here we go.
It took one step, leaped across the creek, which was probably 10 or 12 foot wide, landed on the other side on top of the game trail, walked straight down the game trail. I'm overlooking that spot, and it stops and looks right at me, and I'm looking at it thinking, what is this thing?
How is the audio on this? If we could get someone to, yep, ding ding, we're getting ready.
Is that volume good with you all?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go and the Tennessee Bigfoot man.
Good audio.
Good.
I'm Darrell Denton. I'm from Ridgetown, Tennessee. Grew up in Tennessee, lived there all my life. Pretty much got into this type thing due to the fact of my first encounter in November the 6th of 92 when I was deer hunting on my grandfather's farm deep in the woods and had an encounter that pretty much changed my life forever. And I've pretty much been going on since then to different things. That encounter.
And I don't know if he's had an accident or something, but he looks up all the time. I've never seen people do that before. And the voice sounds like maybe he's had throat surgery or something is just something. I don't know. So bear with him. We'll try to get through this best we can.
I don't scare too easy. That encounter.
When people say I don't scare too easy, that means they get scared. So he's about to talk about being scared. So
Pretty much terrified me. And I've been going to the woods for nearly 7 years. And I was fishing on the Cumberland River of Tennessee in February of '99. And something kept taking my styrofoam minnow buckets. And this went on for 2 weeks in a row. I would go back on the weekend and somebody would take it. I couldn't rebait my hook. And when I came up to put my fish on the line, and I pretty much found out that the third week when I went back, I tied a string to the handle of my minnow bucket. And when I came up after I'd put a fish on my stringer, it was stretched over into some kudzu, a bunch of real thick brush through a game trail. And that was when I seen my second creature, which I call the forest people. I think they're different. I think there's a lot of different type of those creatures.
They're not forest people.
And how would anybody come up with that conclusion? And he called them people. He has no way, and of course that's what he calls them. But how many other people has called them that? So it's not like it's just like what he calls them.
He gives real people a false sense of security.
And he's given the wrong information. These are not people. These are predators. These are man-eaters. Things like that. It's going to irritate us.
And there are people I'm 100% in belief of. I think
He just said they're people. He's in 100% belief of. He believes that they are.
100%.
He don't know. Now, if he said for a fact, that's different. But when you believe, you think maybe it could be.
When you look at another person, you know that's another person. You don't say, I believe that's another person.
Yeah. So, like, all of y'all out there, we know you're people. But when you gotta say, I think they're people, I believe they're people.
That tells you right there that they don't know.
That they don't know. But that information can be misinterpreted by young people or young ones. It can be misinterpreted by older people too. So these opinions and his beliefs are dangerous and deadly to what these predators actually are.
I think they're different. I think there's a lot of different type of those creatures. And
He thinks.
Oh my goodness, he needs to quit thinking, giving beliefs and opinions.
Just tell the story of what happened to you.
when they give their opinion and they don't know, that's very harmful to other people. Because other people are going to watch this and they're going to say, well, this guy's supposed to be a Bigfoot guy.
Yeah, he's got a huge following. They literally call him the Bigfoot man.
He's got a T-shirt with his name on it that he did. So he's got to know something.
He's got to be an authority on the
He's got to be a
subject.
authority. He's got a T-shirt.
So
with his name
they're
on it.
people. We can be friends with them.
This is the wrong information. This is someone's
Man,
belief,
every one of these could have been a thumbnail. Go ahead.
Yeah, every picture of this guy.
There are people I'm 100% in belief of. I think they're a human hybrid.
Okay, what are they a hybrid with? He thinks. They're
You
a
don't
human hybrid.
know. It is.
How did they become that?
What are they a hybrid with?
Now you're going to tell us later that you learned a whole lot with them. What do you mean? Why are you still thinking? You don't know?
And what are they a hybrid with?
And how did they become a hybrid with them?
Ooh, yeah.
Consuming.
And eating these things, eating people, eating everything.
It
Yeah, that's so
it
vague.
wasn't by dating.
Yeah.
Unless you consider gifting.
How does he come to this conclusion? And they don't know anything about these things.
Let's keep going.
Oh my goodness.
You can make it. You can make it,
I
Trevor.
don't know if I can. People who do this and talk like this.
This is why we have Watching Wednesday.
So they always give the wrong information. They give their opinions. They give their thoughts.
It's job security for us.
I guess. But you know what? We keep making 8 seconds and just listening to these people. But it's the wrong information. It's just something that if you don't have the information, don't give the opinion. Don't give your idea. Don't give your conclusion when you don't have the beginning of it. You can, if you don't have the beginning of the problem, you'll never get to the solution. You're skipping from the beginning to what someone else has regurgitated from someone else who didn't know. They're not a people.
I think they're different. I think there's a lot of different types of those creatures.
There's not a lot of different types. It's just what they have been consuming. The DNA is different.
They're all predators. It's for our intents and purposes. That's all we need to know.
Some of them will have wings. Some of them have hooves. Some of them. That's not a different.
But what he's getting at, what he's trying to say by saying that is, some are good, some are bad, and that's not true.
Yeah, a predator is a predator, and if he's good, getting to that, he's putting people in danger. A predator is a predator.
And there are people I'm 100% in belief of. I think they're a human hybrid. These were very friendly. They became my very close friends. They were non-aggressive.
They became your very close friends.
Very close friends. They had steak on Tuesdays.
They came watch TV at the
on
house.
Sunday mornings.
They met. They went swimming
braided
together.
Each other's hair.
They, hunted together. They played cards together.
They didn't hunt together because he would see what they're really like.
Yeah. Good friends. What do you mean good friends? Did they come over and spend the night? Did you
Where's
go
your
to the
pictures
ball
with
game?
them?
That too. So you can't believe
You mean
that.
They tolerated you in their area and they
didn't attack you because you brought them
because
food?
because you're gifting them. That's good
them?
friends? So that sounds like sacrifice and assent. I mean, not assent. What's the word?
Kind of like I said.
Well, giving assent to something. Yeah.
We'll go a little further.
And I became very close to them for nearly 5 years. I was in there every day or every other day, except for the few times that I was gone for a week or longer.
Which was
What?
it? Was it every day, or was it every other day, or was it every?
Or was it when you was gone?
Not when you're gone, except then.
They shouldn't have started off with I was there every day. Well, except
Just say
for,
I was there a lot.
Yeah, or I was there sometimes.
I was there often.
I was there every day, except for Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, and sometimes
Alternate Tuesdays.
alternate Tuesdays, unless I was out of town. And then I was there every day.
Keep going.
It don't make sense at all.
Years. I was in there every day or every other day, except for the few times that I was gone for a week or longer on vacation with my family or
How
something.
could you be there every day then? Oh my
It wasn't. It was
goodness.
every other day.
I mean, every other
Maybe.
day.
War Chief said Jerry's gonna need his Xanax to make it through this episode, and maybe me too. None of that around here, but I may go make a pot of coffee.
Something.
I don't know. That might amp him up.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to get through this, but he's double talking, backstepping, and guessing, giving opinions, and
Oh,
They
my
became
favorite
very
thing.
close to me, and I learned a lot from them. But
You learned a lot from him.
can we ding that? Now he's saying he learned a lot from these things.
We can't wait to hear it.
We can't wait to hear. He said they got very close to them. They're buddy. You know, they had walks on the beach. They watched the stars. They come over and watch the Super Bowl together. I don't. That 2 and 2 is not.
They asked
adding
if they
up
could
there.
date my daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which he said yes.
I learned to trust them. They learned to trust me, and it
You
was
learned
just a great outcome. How it turned out.
I learned to trust them. They learned to trust me, and it was just a great outcome. We're calling.
BS on that.
Yeah.
And then
You may have trusted them, but they didn't. They didn't trust you.
they were plotting, planning on you.
Had you made one misstep
Oh yeah.
or kept showing up, not bringing them gifts.
Yeah, when you bring them things, they're gonna say, "Hey, he's bringing us some."
And now, when these other two men came later on, he'll talk about two other men that were. They only a few of them knew about this fishing spot. When they went there, or future people going there to fish in that area, they're in danger now because these things are habituated to
Expecting to.
getting food and.
So when people come in, they're expecting people to bring them food.
Okay. Why is War Chief's that one real pale like that?
Because of when you mark them or.
Oh, it shows you read it out loud
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Kelly's laughing at War Chief. War Chief says, I'll bet the Predator Bigfoot's liked his voice.
Probably do.
Night Star says, this man is going to be food. If he keeps this up, he's playing with fire. How many times are you going to run in? You can run across the highway 25 times. It doesn't mean it's safe to run into
26.
traffic,
And I'll be telling people, yeah, you can cross that highway. It's
Yeah.
just run across
It's only
it.
6 lanes. It'll be all right.
You'll make it. Just be kind.
As long as you have good
and
intentions.
good intentions, you'll get through that traffic.
You
until
can
it's not.
hand feed that alligator. It's okay.
Mhm.
I learned a lot from them. I learned to trust them. They learned to trust me.
Whoa!
I didn't catch that the first time. They learned. He stopped himself from saying they learned a lot from me. We agree.
Yeah.
Is that what you started laughing to?
Yeah.
You caught that too.
I was about to say, no, they didn't. They didn't learn anything from me.
He corrected.
I learned a lot from them, and they learned What was? But you'll catch that too, because he says he learned a lot from them, and they learned. Well, they didn't learn anything from him. I can guarantee you that.
Education with my family or something, and they became very close to me, and I learned a lot from them. I learned to trust them. They learned to trust me, and it was just a great outcome how it turned out. I really, really miss them today. I wish I could see them again.
You do.
Great outcome how it turned out.
I think Larry says he hopes he never sees them again.
I didn't hear that.
I think he does later.
My first encounter was November 6th of '92. Me and three of my buddies that I grew up and played ball with for years. That we would go to my grandfather's farm opening week of black powder season, which we call muzzleloader in Tennessee, and it opens up on Monday and goes through the following Sunday. We would go to my granddad. My granddad had a large farm in Cannon County, Tennessee, which is about 96 miles from Nashville. Very, very rural. I mean, I'm talking about rural. Dirt roads, gravel roads. My grandfather never had a car. He had a mule and two mules and a wagon he went to town in, and he lived the old way. But he had a beautiful farm, and we would pull my camper up there, park it next to the barn for a week, and a buddy of mine, a couple of my other buddies that went with me, Jason and Cody, would pull their truck with all our ATVs, and we all had ATVs to go out on, and we all had stands built in the woods. We had probably a 5-mile area to hunt. Now, all that property didn't belong to my grandfather, but he had neighbors that were very close to him, and that we could hunt on their adjoining land. And my granddad, I told him that time, I said, I want a trophy deer this year. I don't want a regular deer. I'm not hunting for me.
I hate that. Why? It's just a. Why do you hunt if it's not for food? Is that good? Is that a friend of the forest? Is that a kind thing to do? We definitely in disagreement with that. You don't hunt just to kill something. A trophy one, so one that survived and managed to get away from. Oh, man, I just hate it. I hate that. These nature lovers that trophy hunt. Don't get it.
They're not nature lovers. And like we don't even hunt. We track, but we don't hunt.
There's nothing wrong with it for food.
Yeah, if you need food, yeah.
Yeah, but just to go kill something so you can hang its head on your wall, that's gross.
Yeah.
I'm hunting for the big trophy, and on his back porch, he pointed over. He said, "You see that third hollow?" And I said, "I see the hilltop." And he said, "The crooked tree on it, go there." And I said, "That's a long one."
Did you hear that?
The crooked tree on it?
The fly.
No, I didn't hear the fly.
It caught his attention. He's about to.
Hey. Don't go there. And that screenshot thumbnail.
I was. Because he looks up all the time like he's watching for flies or dragonflies or.
Hey, he said probably 45 minutes to an hour walk, and
that's not a long walk, Darrell. That's not true. 45 minutes is not a long walk.
It sure ain't. But did you hear the fly?
Yeah.
You heard it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Listen.
I said, "That's a long way." He said probably 45 minutes to an hour walk, and I went there. I took off and got my climbing stand and and I said, "I see the hilltop," and he said, "The crooked tree on it, go there."
There. Yeah. And he said, "That's a good catch, though." He said, "The crooked tree on it. The crooked tree on it."
Yeah.
Was it crooked or was it a bowed tree?
Yeah. Was it a pull down?
Huh.
Yeah. You see that one that's perched up there on top of the hill? It looks like a good observation area.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I said, "That's a long way." He said probably 45 minutes to an hour walk, and I went there. I took off and got my climbing stand and headed that way and went over a barbed wire fence back through my grandfather's field, and went up. These hills are like 40.
I was just going to say, I guess it might be a long walk with carrying a deer stand.
No, most of them are aluminum, and
Yeah, I've never had to carry one.
they go in your back, and you just fold them out and go up the tree a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you lift up your legs and hook it again, and it sticks to the tree.
5-degree angles are straight up almost. And time I got to the third one, the very bottom of the third hill, he said, you'll see a huge creek, and there was an old grist mill there that was there when I was a boy. And my granddad was 92 years old at that time. And he grew up at that spot where that grist mill was. He had a cabin there that his mom and dad had had, and his grandfather had built. And you'll see the remnants of the old cabin as they're clearing in the woods. You'll know you're there. You'll see the tin in the fireplace. And I got to that spot, and I could see exactly what he told me. And it was just a clearing in the middle of the woods with part of a tin roof and a chimney and huge stones where a mill used to be. And it was a flowing creek that was, I don't know, anywhere from waist high to deeper downward, and about 12 foot wide in length, width. And I put my tree around the stand and got it ready for the next morning. And there's a climbing stand. You got to wing that. You put a blade around each side. You twist it down. And I climbed up in it and leaned back and cut a few limbs off and came back down and went across the creek and hung a drag rag in a tree limb across the creek. There was a game trail right on top of the bank of that creek on the opposite side. And you could see deer tracks in it and everything. And it's such a remote area. Nothing was in there but just regular wild animals and game. And I had a drag rag I put on my shoe when I go in. It's like a little piece of cloth.
Try to fast forward a bit.
Back in the morning, or down toward the barn, and he woke me up. I headed that way, went down behind his house, through the back of his yard there, and went through a gate across probably about a 200-yard wide field where his cows were in, barbed wire fenced and wire fencing around it, and it's mainly a sage field that time of year, sage grass. Get to the other side, cross the barbed wire fence, climb over it, and I start walking up the hillside, and I hear something to the left of me moving. It sounded like somebody walking.
I didn't mean to ding. I just wanted it to stop. On the left is something moving that you learned in our book, Predator, Bigfoot, and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, in the chapter on West Side Killers. That's the side they are most likely, that these predators are most likely to approach from. If you listen to the stories and start paying attention, more often than not, it's the left-hand side.
Yep, that's where they come in.
We explain why in the book.
Yep.
Like a person, it kind of startled me a little bit, and I shined my flashlight over and did not see anything, and kind of stayed on my mind though, and I shined again, didn't see anything. I knew nobody'd be hunting in there, and I knew that there wasn't any animals in there, like a horse or a cow, so I went on up, and by the time I got to the top of the third hill, I'm going down, and it's dark, and basically I hadn't been in this area much. I was trying to find that creek, and then I would know where my stand was. As I'm coming down the hillside on the last hill, I hear something very heavy walking on top of the hill to the left of me.
Again on the left?
Yeah.
West Side Killers on the left side. It's in the book. I think I can't remember what page it is. In the first index, court context. First page.
First page.
That's on the next one at the top.
On 76, page 76 of our book.
Called West Side Killers. That's your left side. If you get the Approach Bigfoot and Spiritual Warrior's Path book, you'll know exactly why they're on your left.
And I stopped again. I had a real small flashlight, but it was real bright, and I could see a long way with it. And I shined up there. I didn't see anything again, but I heard it walking, and I still didn't see anything. So I hurried on down the hillside, got in my tree stand, shinning myself up all the way to the top of the tree, and I had a rope on my belt loop and it's 28 foot long. And the very end of it is clipped to my gun where I can pull it up. And 28 foot was about the distance I like to be in the tree because you keep the smells away and you're up high enough where you can see. And that's just what I went by. So I got up there and got set up and leaned back and put a little bar down in front of me. It has a little camo thing.
Yeah, he talks a lot. I wish we just get to the story.
Fell out right about below my neck, all the way down past my boots, and got ready to hunt. I pulled my gun up, put my safety strap around under my arms that was behind me, and hung my binoculars and my fanny pack to the left. My fanny pack had my extra hornet.
Fast forward this. Before it happens, he's going to tell us what color the.
But it wasn't long after that I seen 3 deer. To the left of me was a large cane thicket, like bamboo-looking stuff that grows on the rivers of Tennessee and the creeks. And I seen 3 deer came out. One large doe came out, walked through the creek, walked up on top bank, and went down that game trail. And followed her 2 younger deer, probably yearlings, were behind her, following that game trail. And they walked all the way down pretty close to the tree I hung the drag right there. And they were just milling through the leaves, eating acorns. There was a large acorn harvest that year, and deers love acorns. So
Just the
I
facts,
watched
man.
them for a good while. They were acting normal. It was a great sign because
Oh, fast forward again.
We just want to get to the Bigfoot.
Let's get to the story.
there, and I watched her ears flicker. All 3 of the deer were just like they were staring in that spot. They weren't moving one bit. And about that time, she took her right hoof, raised it up, and pawed toward the ground 3 times, and like she was trying to get something to move in there. Well, I'm excited. This is a big buck about to come out of this cane thicket over here. Now, this cane thicket went all the way down that creek.
You got a fly again?
Mm-hmm.
You got flies around him or something. I don't think I've seen an episode with so many flies buzzing around here.
I went around a bend. I couldn't see how far it went. And she just kept staring in the area. And all of a sudden, she raised her head up and she blew real loud. Now, it sounded like somebody sneezing, except it's a lot louder. And when they do that, they're normally spooked. I watched her run off into the hardwoods and thought, what was that? That's strange, because normally deer don't run like that unless somebody shot at them or spooked them. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's just a huge buck deer. So I'm looking in the cane
trophy deer
thicket,
that I can kill.
and I start seeing the cane moving from the very back, like something's coming through it. And this stuff is thick and round, and a person can't hardly walk through it, but this stuff's moving. I can see like 4 or 5 of them moving from the back to the front. And all of a sudden, it stops, and it's not moving. And I'm looking, because I'm thinking a buck's about to step out this monster buck that can move this cane like this is going to step out of this cane thicket. And about that time, this thing steps out, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was just standing there, and it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It took 1 step, leaped across the creek, which was probably 10 or 12 foot wide, landed on the other side on top of the game trail, walked straight down the game trail. I'm overlooking that spot, and it stops and looks right at me, and I'm looking at it thinking, what is this thing? I'd never heard of or seen anything quite like this.
I don't know why I was laughing about that.
I don't either.
You
And he going into all that detail of, but I hung my this there and my that there, and can we have some detail on what it actually looked like? But he doesn't go into detail about that.
He's got detail of how many stomps the deer, how the ears flickered up. When you're talking about this, it's there's no detail. There's no. Let's see.
Not really.
I mean,
Not really. I mean, this would have been a great place to describe the features and.
Yeah, the claws.
But he does talk about the eyes.
So it looks at me. It shows me its teeth. That's the first thing it did, and it was like gritting its teeth, looking at me, and I'm going. I was trying to breathe. I'm thinking, what kind of creature is this? I had no idea there was anything like that in the woods. I'd hunted there all my life. I'd never seen anything like that, but I wasn't that far in. And then it growls at me. And it's a growl like I've never heard before, not like a dog. It's more like a guttural type growl. It's long. And then it stops. It walks over to that drag rag hanging in the tree, pulls it down, smells of it, reaches the limb, grabs the whole limb, rips it out of the tree. Now, the tree limb wasn't massive. It was probably 2 to 3 inches at the diameter where it went into the tree, but it was still pretty powerful to me how it fell on the ground. It walks right back to the spot it was at, turns and looks at me again, and this thing is really mad. It's looking at me like it wants to kill me. It's so mad.
Imagine that.
This thing looks at him like he wants to kill him.
Because it wants to kill him.
Because it wants to kill him. But it also sees that weapon you got.
You see its face. One side of it, the right side of its mouth was either deformed or it had some kind of accident.
We talk about this in the book. Another fly. We talk about this in the book, that how deformed they are. People act like they're so pretty.
Yep. Why does he have so many flies around him? They just keep.
Like it wants to kill me. It's so mad. I can see its face. One side of it, the right side of its mouth was either deformed or it had some kind of accident or something because it was kind of out of contortion. It's hard to explain. It was kind of zigzagged up the side of its face.
Mutated?
Yeah, so he said these things were a people. How many people look like that?
Yeah, yeah.
And he says a hybrid, but what's it a hybrid with?
Yeah.
To be.
And it's looking at me with his eyes wide open, breathing hard, and just really mad. And it's growling. And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking, well, what do I do? Do I shoot this thing? I was just almost frozen to where I couldn't even move. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I thought, well, if I shoot this thing with 150 caliber shot, if I don't kill it, it's coming across the creek and it's going to make it mad and pull me out of this tree. So I pulled my gun up, I pulled my hammer back, and I laid it up on that bar, trying to make my mind up if I wanted to shoot it or not. And about that time, it lets out this scream. It was more of a scream-like yell like I've never heard before. And it was so loud, it echoed all down that hollow. By that time, I'm just like, this is it. This thing's coming across. It's going to kill me. And
so this is what he's encouraging people later on to gift. Not that particular one, but how do you know which one you're going to get?
Yeah. And these things are out there, and a predator is a predator, no matter what size it is. You know, a baby lion is still a predator. A baby snake copperhead is still a predator.
Which cannibal are you going to accept the dinner invitation from? Sage says, is the Bigfoot going to do a Lindy Hop? And says,
maybe so.
Was it a cold shower scream? Exactly.
Yeah.
Much, much worse. Elastic says the Bigfoot bore its fangs and growled. No, correction. The Sabe smiled at you and purred. A flash of beauty 2025, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. That but when he said that, I was thinking how many people say, and it smiled at me. We were like, no, it's baring its teeth.
It's showing you I'm going to eat you. I can eat you.
That's a predator move.
It is. And he put that gun up, not to make a decision, but that was to show that I have a gun.
Uh-huh.
And that thing knew what it was, so it screamed at him.
So he's encouraging people to gift something that he wasn't even sure a 50 caliber would take down.
And he was too scared to shoot it.
And he was way far away from it too.
So he's too scared to shoot this thing, knowing that if it may just make it mad, it's gonna come and climb up this tree and pull me down.
And this is a 6'5" man, I think.
Something like that. But later he's gonna be saying, these things are harmless, and even in the beginning he said, I learned so much from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you learned a lot.
There are people.
He learned he can't take it down with a 50 cal.
Oh yeah,
He
Yeah.
learned that it just
Well, he did- yeah,
scared him
yeah.
out of his boots.
yeah. He learned so much.
He learned that if he didn't kill it in one shot, this thing was going to climb that tree and rip him out of it.
He learned maybe that trophy buck wasn't worth it.
Yeah, he learned that he ain't going to be hunting out there by himself anymore. He's going to make sure there's somebody out there with him.
As soon as it does that, I'm ready. I pull the gun up, ready to fire, and it all of a sudden turns and just walks straight back away from me. It stopped one time and looked back at me.
He said, "You ain't going to shoot. You had the opportunity to shoot." So Bigfoot just turned around, looked at him like, "You ain't going to shoot. But you got to come down out that tree sometime."
Mm-hmm.
And then it just keeps walking. I'm not waiting to climb down 15, 20 minutes on this tree stand. I took the safety strap off of me. I lowered the bar in front of me that had the camo around me. I jumped 28 foot out of the top of it.
From a forest friend, from a forest people, why would you
Jump
panic
28
so
feet. You
much
could've
and
broke
jump
your neck.
28
Broke your
something
ankles.
feet? That's panic. That's pure panic.
Absolutely.
To try to get down that fast, to try to get out of those woods and make it home and get underneath the bed. And now you're later going to be saying these things are harmless and some are the ones you know are good. And you learn so much from them. You learned a lot. This is where you learned a lot. You learn exactly how other people, if they encounter these things, they're going to feel exactly like you. And some of them have. Some of them had weapons and said, the weapon I got's not going to do the job.
And this is the information that when I was trying to say it in that group, I was not welcome in that group. When I was not this particular story, but saying that these things are dangerous and they're predators and don't be gifting them, etc.
But this guy had that information, so he should have been saying, "No, she's right." You know, if you catch them on the wrong day, or they catch you, and they're hungry,
You ain't armed.
or you got
You're a woman in your garden. You're a kid on the trampoline. You're an old person on the porch. There's witnesses to these things snatching old people off the front porch and just running off into the woods for them, not to be seen again.
And what's the guy in Alaska? Fred from Alaska. He said whenever they come up on their cabin, he said he knew what that he was food. He knew what food felt like because these things were going to eat them. And so this guy right here is saying exactly how everyone else would felt in that same situation. But when they get in his mind, they're going to turn it. And they do it with everybody. Once they make that connection with you, that demon's going to lie to you. It's going to coddle you. It's going to make you think that, like they say, some are good or some are bad, but a predator is a predator, a demon is a demon.
Oh, we know a woman around here that's got a great influence in the Bigfoot community that thinks that they're her guardians and protectors.
Yeah, she also said that when she moved in this area, and she said, well, the Indians here, they say that they're forest people.
Oh, you're talking about that one. I'm talking about museum lady.
Oh, that one too. And then we had this other one that said that the Indians around here said that they're forest people. You know, some are good, some are bad. I said, no, they don't.
Tell your intentions.
And I said, and the Indians don't say that in this area. She said, yes, they do. And she said, well, I don't want to talk bad about the Indians. I said, every Indian in this area that where you live are my cousins.
Yeah, he's not lying. Every time we go to town, I meet a new cousin.
And we don't say that. We know what these things are.
That's not what she wanted to hear.
Yeah, and she didn't know that she didn't know who I was, and she didn't know that I knew everybody. If they're not cousins, we are closely related.
Might as well be.
Might as well be, yeah. So when she was saying, I said, no,
They
we
ain't
don't.
cousins, they married to your cousin.
Yeah, or they're married to the cousin. But she was trying to pull that card out. And we said, no. And then later she apologized for that.
And yeah, and ended up because she was feeding and gifting
She had to move.
and got overwhelmed and had to move because she got herself in a situation which this kind of person is
We get people in the same type
Yeah.
of situation.
will cause.
But that woman had
People
to
that
move.
watch us and listen to him. Yeah.
These things were setting outside her front door. I mean, sitting outside her front door, looking at her windows, 2-story windows, little cabin. When she would come out the door, open it up because she heard something, which was stupid. She could hear them running on that granite, that rock that she used as
Gravel. Yeah.
gravel. She could hear them running away, but she knew how close they were. And she would see the spot in the morning where that gravel was pushed down, right there by the front door. She eventually had to move.
Can we show real quick the Bigfoot in the hoodie? This is within, 3 miles of us? If this Bigfoot in a hoodie just draped over the back of its head, this is sitting on someone's front porch who's another Choctaw whose children and grandchildren won't even visit them anymore because they're scared because these things, this is a small one. It's sitting there. They've lost so many dogs. They've been, the things just have free reign around there because all the neighbors are scared. They're scared, but they don't want to rile them up. And so they're basically hostages in their own homes.
Yeah, they won't come out at night. They stay in. And
Missing family time and,
And these things come up to their house every night. These two are on their front porch.
And they don't gift them. They
No.
just have pets. They don't like them. They don't want them there. They're just scared to open up a can of worms by trying to push them back. So they won't do all the different things. But they did at least get this doorbell cam. And this is just one of many screenshots that we have of it sitting there.
These Bigfoots didn't know that they had a ring cam because they got it the night before this picture was taken.
Yeah. And there's actually another one looking in the window on the left-hand screen. You can see the bright white there. That's a partial profile of one looking into the small hole in the mini blinds.
And this was taken that very same night that they got their ring cam. And the next morning, they called us and said, we got one, or they only seen one, but they said, we got one on our front porch. And that pylon behind is what holds up the, because it's concrete right underneath there. That's the front porch. There's another pylon.
Pillar, yeah.
That pillar is on the other side. There's two right there that hold that front, what's it called? Like
the roof, the overhang.
Yeah, the overhang. So this thing is, I would say it's probably a foot, maybe 2 foot from their front door.
And it was holding some kind of fish bones. It's hard to tell from that picture, but in the video you can see it better. And there was a little brown and white dog that they had. They never did act right, and it wasn't around very long. And that poor little dog just looked terrified. They lost more than one dog there, including
That one too, it died too.
Mm-hmm.
Here's just a quick look at a couple more that's in this area. This one has like an alligator face. It's also in this area. This one out here is probably, we got this photo and it was probably 100 yards from us.
Yeah, that head's about 2 feet long. It's a profile of the head.
About the size of a man's back.
It's also a screenshot off a video.
Here's another one that's in the back of the property.
In between those, the bigger tree and the smaller tree, you can see the face. It's behind the tree in front of a boulder.
And this next one is one that was close. This one is not on the property. It's about 20 miles from us, but this is the first. There's two in this photo, but there's actually more with a wider lens, which we need to actually pull that off of the camera and show the other ones
The
too.
very darker in there is the silhouette.
Yeah.
Blacker than black, darker than dark.
But these are not little things. These are not cute, cuddly things. These are not. Oh, sorry.
Do we have little ugly?
There's the little ugly right here.
That is a little one. You want that playing with your kid or your cat?
Waiting for your kid. And we also had we was on a we was on a track because a friend asked us to come out and track because they seen a Bigfoot walking down the road right at probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just walking down the road and didn't know that they were out there. And then at that same house, the little girl said, "That's where my friend," or "That's my friend."
That's my friend.
And
That's in Wright City.
she talked about a Bigfoot.
Watch our video. There's our live stream. There's something wrong in Wright City. It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
And show War Chiefs real quick if you don't mind.
And
This is a close-up of what he's looking at that day. Now this was Sibylla Irwin did this illustration after listening to War Chief's encounters, and can you see the spider in that thing that we're talking about?
Yeah.
This one was 12 feet tall. So this is what, and its shoulders 6 feet wide. So this is what this man here is saying. You know, he thinks that they're all just a little, yeah, never mind. But this is what gets encouraged by him saying what the things that he says later on to establish relationships with things like that.
Overbuilt here.
Hey,
Overbuilt.
glad to see you, Overbuilt.
All right.
Elastic says this predator must have been all kinds of inbred and screwed up for him not to immediately know it's a Bigfoot. From his generation and origins, how had he never heard of a Bigfoot before?
Yep.
Elastic says maybe he comments on that. Hey, Overbuilt. Tracker Lorna says hi to Overbuilt, and Overbuilt saying hi to Tracker. To Elastic, and Fern is here. Hey, Fern.
All right.
And Lorna's saying hi to Fern. Elastic says that's so chilling. The predator looking in the window also. I hadn't noticed that till you mentioned it. War Chief says halito, Fern. And Elastic saying howdy, Fern. So good to see you. Elastic says I was just about to mention your pic of Lil Ugly. Is it the one holding the puppy as bait? No, that's a different one.
Hold on, let's. Oh, that's a different one. Where's that?
This one. So you can see the puppy in the foreground. See the little dog down there at the bottom in the foreground? And behind it is a predator, Bigfoot's face. It's holding it in that blind. And they use them for bait. They use them to lure puppy lovers and children in, and eventually they become food.
Yeah. But here, this one is a little ugly. That one's the one that's in the nest with the dog, but this one right here is a little ugly. The chin, the eyes, the dark, oily, black-looking face with a big
Fangs.
mouth of just sharp teeth.
Some of them even have double rows of
And
fangs.
a big mouth right there. And that's a small one, but it's got a huge mouth. And the damage that could do.
So it doesn't matter if it's so small it's the size of a cat. Think what a cat can do to you.
Yeah. And here's actually a Bigfoot that looks like a cat. It's been eating a lot of
There's
cats.
two there. Yeah, this was taken by Tracker K.
Yeah.
Did we send Tracker K?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. It'll give us just a second. Tracker K has to get a specific link in a different way, or she's not able to comment on in the chat for some, we don't know why. We're going to send that link real quick.
Our apologies, Kay.
She's used to it by now. We remember about halfway through every time. She may even be in bed by now.
She goes, I got my link. See?
There's, is that her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us 1 second. We check if Kay's writing, or is she just going straight to the.
She's probably going, she'll comment in the chat.
That was totally our blunder.
Hey, so we repeat this every week.
And this is Tracker K's photos. One looks like a cat. One looks like a
She took this. That was
furry.
one of the assignments that we had for our tracker course, and she took those pictures.
Yep. And she captured those, and
Captured the photos, not the predators.
she didn't capture them. Not yet, anyway. And War Chief is saying hello to Overbuilt.
Johnny Mexico, hello, says certain spiders can pick up near infrared wavelengths. If you look at the hair, reminds me of these predators. Exactly. Somewhere, if you go up in the chat, Johnny, you'll see a link to our Spider Squatch DNA playlist. It's in there, or maybe one of the mods can repeat it. And the link is actually over in the Predator Bigfoot channel, I think. It may be on this channel. But anyway, that you'll want to watch that sometime, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Overbuilt says hi. War Chief says hola to Johnny, and Tracker Lorna says hola or hi to Johnny, and Elastic is saying hi to Johnny.
Okay.
Okay, back to this.
This.
Okay. I took the safety strap off of me. I lowered the bar in front of me that had the camo around me. I jumped 28 foot out of the top of the tree with my gun above my head. I landed in the leaves and slid all the way. It was on a real sharp angle. I slid all the way into the creek. The water was up above my waist, and I jumped up out of the creek, took off running up the hill.
Well, he just slid into the water and all that. So right now, if anybody's ever been black powder hunting, when you get your black powder wet, it's useless.
Thank you, Elastic, for putting that link in there.
Is this the Spider Squatch DNA playlist? Click on that link, and that will explain a lot. Especially this guy that we're watching doesn't know anything about this. Yeah, this guy doesn't know anything about this. But if you watch that Spider Squatch DNA playlist,
It'll explain a lot.
it'll explain a lot, and you'll be ahead of the curve. There's Tracker K. That was our fault again.
She said our comments will double once we let her in.
Yeah. She said, let me in the door.
So I looked back, did not see the creature. And it was so hard to run to the top of these hilltops.
Yeah. About when he said walk, run. Because he wouldn't walk it. He was running. He was getting it.
I did not see the creature. And it was so hard to run to the top of these hilltops because they're so straight up. And I got to the top of the first one. I had to stop. I had to get some breath. I couldn't go any further without breathing.
Because he was hooking it. He was
Awful.
hooking it. Yeah. And for things he's going to be talking about later about, gifting these things and these things coming in closer, and this is the experience.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be the people who listen to this guy. If they start gifting and doing things like that,
And they run into this.
they're not. Yeah, are you saying that only the cute, cuddly ones are going to be coming in, or
Yeah.
these big ones?
Yeah. How you going to predict? You want that responsibility?
There's no way he could tell which ones are going to be coming in.
We're saying avoid them all.
Avoid them all. Don't gift a predator.
Leave them alone.
Stay, keep them as far away from you as possible.
Don't draw them in by having your pet food outside, and there's a lot of things you can do, and all that's in our book and our other links. And
Don't go in the caves looking for them or getting pinned in there.
we've done it for you and wrote the book so that you can
And
avoid things like this.
that's something too. We've been in those places. We've tracked and we've showed people in the videos, the documentaries. We wrote the books to help them. And guys like this, just like the other guy on the
Don't want us
hunting
talking about it
channel,
in their groups.
kick us out, and they
I left, but I was about to get kicked out.
and but all they got to do is pick that book up and read it and then understand what they're dealing with.
They won't agree with it.
It's because they don't have the information to go against it. They only got what people have said before. And that's dangerous for him to be giving opinions and suggestions and thinking that it's okay to gift these things, communicate with these things.
Yeah.
Just and we've done the research. We've broken down the hieroglyphs. We've broken down the DNA. When we put all that out before the DNA studies were even put out. And the DNA studies just prove what we were saying or telling people. But guys like this who don't even pick our books up or don't understand the DNA studies and are still saying it's okay to gift and go out and do things like that.
Putting people in danger.
They are putting people in danger so much. And that's what's irritating, that people like this do that.
War Chief says he needs to tell us why he was running away from his friend.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Overbuilt says, I do not trust Bigfoots. Good.
Good.
War Chief is giving a thumbs up.
Oh, man. Let's see what this is.
Thunder Trucker K says, thank you, Jerry.
Thank you for remembering.
You know she's chomping at the bit.
He said, let me in that room.
What are you doing?
So this
And
guy,
you can always text us on the phone too,
If
Kay,
we
and we'll
for-
probably see that
we
quick
forget.
as a reminder. Don't worry to do that. It's
a lot of
not a problem.
times Wednesday we're scrambling, trying to get everything
Talking
ready,
here, running late.
trying to make some coffee and get things ready, which we didn't make.
Coffee. Well, I was trying
Coffee,
to have
cookies,
drink something
good.
healthy for a
I'm
minute.
hungry.
Okay, keep going. Listen to him and
Okay.
get to what his grandpa tells him.
Okay.
A little bit, and cross that hill, and I'm going about halfway down that hill, almost ready to start up the second hill. I look back, and there the thing stands on top of the hill looking at me, and I'm like, I couldn't believe this thing had come back. And I know today now that it wasn't the same creature, it was a different one, but
Let me do this. So he kind of thought that it was the same creature at that time, but then he realized that it was a different predator. 2. So when he talks about gifting later, knowing there were two visible that he could see. 2 different ones were there. And he was running from both of them. But for him to come back later, and that's something we see a lot about after they have their encounter and kind of trauma and get like barely escape kind of situation. Then they come back later and say, oh, it wasn't that bad. Or maybe I was just in their territory. Or maybe they just didn't want me near their fishing spot. Or maybe they come up with these all weird conclusions to try to make it their fault instead of that the predator was hunting and that they happened to get into that hunting situation or that hunting territory. It's not people's fault. These things are hunting everything and everywhere. See, Elastic says he suggested you play Russian roulette as per what his group preaches. Yeah, it sure is. It's very dangerous to do what he's talking about doing. When we get to that part, because he's going to be talking about gifting these things. But yeah, also right here, just in this part right here, he's running for his life, and there's multiple ones. But he's running for his life, and he's suggesting to other people to gift and communicate with these things, and everything's going to be all right. But he's not gifting right now. He's not trying to communicate with these things. He's not trying to be buddy buddy with them. He's not, saying, "Hold on, let me get down out of this tree and we'll talk. Let me come over there and see how you're doing. Let me get that burr out of your fur, and let's have some coffee." No, he's jumping from a tree, sliding into a river waist deep, whatever, climbing out the other side, booking it up a hill, fleeing. He knows. But when he comes back later and says it's okay, some of these things are good, that's irritating. That's going to get a lot of people in situations like the one he's in now, where he's running for his life. It's going to get them in those situations, and some of them ain't going to make it. Some of them ain't carrying a 50 cal musket. It's irritating to watch things like this. He said, but we know all the rounds are chambered. If it kills you on day 40, you're a dead man on day 1, or on your way to the gallows. Yep, exactly. It's eventually going to happen if you keep goofing off and gifting these things and getting close as you can to these things. That's their strategy, to get closer to you. Even though they can run you down, they'll get right up close to you, face to face, if they can. And yeah, this guy here, Denton, had bad intentions apparently, because some of those other people will say, well, you got to have good intentions out there. And what is that? He wasn't looking for a Bigfoot, but they found him. So he must have had the bad intentions. And that's what they will tell people. You had your encounter because you had bad intentions. But no, these things are hunting constantly. And he just happened to be in the way. What she says, running makes him pray for sure. It sure does. It sure does. Prey will take off just like the deer. Those deer took off running. And he was the next one to take off running. He didn't hang around either. And if he knew what he knows now, I guarantee if he sees those deer stomping and takes off running, he's climbing down and he's going to get it, because something big is coming. And that's one thing too. You hear all those stories of these deers running, out of breath, tongues hanging out, foaming at the mouth. And there's the people who don't know, they just think it's odd, and they always remember that. But there is something big coming, something that these things have been running from for a while. And apparently it's not tired, because it's still coming.
It gave me just enough adrenaline to take off even harder. Yeah.
Just seeing that next one, turning around and seeing it, that amped up his adrenaline. That amped him up and scared him again. Just seeing that this thing was looking at him and behind him, to get up and take off again. I don't know if he had to climb another hill, so I can back it up, but this is a petrified man, understandably, and I understand that, but to come back later and say to gift him and try to communicate with him makes no sense whatsoever from this encounter here. It just doesn't make sense.
And creature was a different one, but it gave me just enough adrenaline to take off even harder. I looked back several times, and by the time I got to the bottom of the third hill, I had to stop and climb this 6 foot.
Yep, they kept playing with him. They adrenalized his blood. Good, that lasted. And, every time he turns around, if he realizes he's the deer now, those deer did exactly the same thing. They were running. As soon as they got wind of that, they jetted, they took off, they knew exactly what was there. And these things are still behind him. Every time he turns around, he sees them. And that's enough to keep going and keep going, keep running. And I don't know how good a shape he was. And it really don't matter in times like that because that adrenaline will keep you going. When you're petrified and you're scared, you will keep going until you drop. And this is what's happening right now.
I looked back several times, and by the time I got to the bottom of the third hill, I had to stop and climb this 6-foot metal fence with barbed wire on top. I wasn't climbing, I was jumping it. So I run as fast as I can down this hill. I jumped this barbed wire fence, and the barbed wire catches the bottom of my pants and ripped them all the way up past my knee and tore a huge gash in the side of my leg. I kept running. I looked back. I did not see the creature. I ran across this field. It's about 200 yards wide. It's a sage field where my grandfather's cows are in. And got to the gate on the other side, opened the gate, looked through it, didn't see the creature, locked it, and ran into his backyard under his porch and opened through the door, through the kitchen door, and reached through and hooked the hook and locked the door back and looked out the window, did not see the creature, and ran into the right into my grandfather's living area. He was sitting to the left in his rocking chair. I ran into the corner of the living area between a potbelly stove and.
So he ran. He didn't stop. He's still running, and
As much as his body would let him.
he's trying to get to his safety zone.
That long 45
And that's his
minute
grandpa.
walk. Yeah.
So he's, even while he's slamming the door and locking it, he's still running. He's going to the next room. He's looking for his grandpa. That's his safety zone.
Wall and just about passed out right there in the corner. I was so out of wind I couldn't. He kept asking me, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" I just couldn't talk. I was out of breath, and I finally got myself together. And I got up and went into the kitchen and got a glass of water and came back out and sat down on the couch next to him. And he said, "Boy, what's wrong with you? Look like you seen a ghost."
Go away. Keep going.
I'm hungry.
Keep going. Just remember not to. Oh,
Okay.
Just remember not to crunch in the microphone.
Okay. Sage Cooley says, "Be right back. Gonna go gift my local mountain lion a steak." Let me check something. Okay, said, "Yepers, I knew you would remember." We would. But yeah, so he's ran all the way to the house. His grandfather's going, "What is wrong with you? You look like you've seen a ghost," which I know if his grandfather knows. But he's still wondering, like, did you see a mountain lion, somebody chasing you? What's going on? And he can't talk.
Lord.
He can't talk. Thank you, Lord, for these cookies that we're about to eat and the coffee. And hopefully we can get some kind of nourishment out of this that you can give us.
Lord has to work with us extra hard sometimes.
Out of these cookies. In your son's name we pray, Yeshua. Amen. But he ran to the corner of the room. He went as far as he could, even in the house.
Terrified. And he's full grown by then.
Yep.
Right?
And Lassa Bashina is saying he's laughing because Sage Cooley says she's going to go outside and feed her local mountain lion a big steak.
Right?
Yeah, it's having this experience, and anyone who's had an experience like this, or even
Why would
close
you
to it,
ever?
why would you ever tell
Why
someone
would
else,
you tell him go swim with the shark?
tell somebody else to go gift and try to communicate with them? It just doesn't make sense because you know that these things are out there. You know that even where you see one, you're going to see more. And even the ones that you don't see, they're still there. And they are bigger
And you're
bigger and
sending
bigger.
out people that are not trained hunters, that are not carrying 50 caliber weapons, that are not 6'5". The people in that group, honestly, for the most part, it's overweight, out of shape, elderly, lonely people. Not a lot of athletes are into the whole Bigfoot thing, and that's just the truth.
Or professional big game hunters.
Yeah. So it's not a judgment. It's just a fact. I'm overweight and out of shape.
Me too.
I'm you know, it is, that's what it is. And
But
those are the kind of people that are going out and being encouraged to get these things. A lot of lonely people, nature, a lot of tree huggers, people that do love nature and want to love everything in nature, but they're the same ones that are trying to get too close to the buffalo and get their picture.
Yeah.
You know,
And they have to understand that God did not make these things. Even like when the fallen angels came through, they made it and made the Nephilim. That's a hybrid. God didn't make the Nephilim.
that's why he sent the flood, to get rid of them, because they were consuming and destroying what God did make.
There's so many people under the impression God made everything.
They still
God
say
made
that.
man, yes, but and made the fallen angel, but the fallen angel and man, that mixture created a hybrid. It was never supposed to be.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say, and God looked at the Bigfoots or these hybrids and said, "This is good." He made the different
Never.
animals and he said, "This is good." He made man in his image and said, "This is good." He never made the combination of man and animal, man and beast together. He didn't make it, and he didn't say, "This is good."
Mm-mm.
He said, "Noah, build a boat.
Build
I'm
a
going to need
boat.
you to build a boat."
Yeah.
So my granddad always called me boy. He never called me by my name. And I said, well, I seen a monster in the woods. And he said, a monster?
Exactly.
I said,
That's exactly right. That was the truth.
That was exactly what your mind
Processed.
This is a
Recognized.
monster. And it's behind me. And it made me run all the way home to you. I seen a monster. Those are your exact
hunter.
words. Yeah. Been out there all his life.
Knows about hogs, and which can be very frightening and dangerous, and mountain lions and bear, and you know. I'll try not to slurp. Kay says only good things come from God. Exactly.
Yep. Last Check Machinery is saying hello to Kay. Permisso, pardon us, we had to get a cookie, curb our hunger. But he is describing
we had some cookies
this
left over from the book signing.
Mm-hmm. He is describing this exactly right. This is a monster. This is a predator. This is a man-eater. This thing eats everything. And there was multiple behind him. It wasn't just one. Just like he said, he realized that was not the same one. Multiple monsters out there. So even when he was talking to his grandfather, he should have said, I seen monsters, plural. But he said, I seen a monster. No, because he even said, I realized that was not the same one, the second one that he seen. He should have said monsters, plural, not one. Don't make it sound like it's just one out there.
It's never just one.
seen a ghost. And my granddad always called me boy. He never called me by my name. And I said, well, I seen a monster in the woods. And he said, a monster? I said, yes, sir. I seen a monster in the woods. I've never seen anything like this before. He said, what did it look like? And I told him, and
What did he look like? Like it's just one, or
Yeah.
like it's.
And he said, what he looked like, not what did it look like? Why would you put it like that?
You just stirred this.
I did too. I stirred it twice just so that you would know that I stirred
Felt the sugar at the bottom.
it. I didn't stir it long enough.
But
You're
even
welcome.
thank you. But even his granddad said, "What did he look like? Like it's one." Like, oh, that's old Elroy
And a person.
Seabiscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes around every now and then. That's old Billy Bob Bigfoot. That's don't worry about that. You know, that's old cousin Ike. You know, that's
Yeah.
making it sound like it's no big deal. But when he's seen it, looking at him, seen the facial structure, seen the size of the thing, and that there was multiple.
Heard it
Yell, scream, what it did to the wildlife and what it did to him.
Recognized he wasn't armed well enough for that thing.
And he said monster, which he should have said monsters, plural.
Looked like he'd seen a ghost.
Come running in the house, slamming, locking doors, looking through the window, getting to the farthest corner he could get to.
Elastic says, Grandpa, I saw a monster in the woods, also acceptable. I saw a murderer in the woods. I saw a demon in the woods. I saw a stalker in the woods. I saw a gang rapist in the woods. All are true. Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah. That's right.
What's Grandpa got to say?
Grandpa finna blow some smoke.
Blow some smoke up.
Hey there, I have an idea. Let's give it a stake, right?
Yeah.
Says Elastic Machinery.
Just like that mountain lion Sage Cooley was going to give.
my shock to me, me and my grandfather were super close. And he goes, you seen a woodburger? I said, a woodburger?
So Grandpa had never even told him about these things out there.
That's out there by his property, on the property.
What is a woodburger? You never told me about a woodburger. I've been on this farm, practically grew up here with you, and was always here in the summer.
And Grandpa never warned him. We have a problem with Grandpa for that.
Yeah, a real big problem with Grandpa for that. But also that he never seen one until this summer.
Yeah.
But Grandpa says they've always been here.
Yeah.
So just because you don't see it,
don't mean it's not there.
Don't mean it's not there. And they are there. So many people, well, you have to prove it. I ain't never seen one. I've been in these mountains, perting there 50 years. Well, Grandpa didn't tell him that he's been there all his life and these things are out there. And so this guy's growing up there. I guess he's about a teenager or older than that because he's got friends that camps with him. Comes out there every other summer, whatever. He has never seen it until this time. Now his buddies that come camping with him has never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So he can say, well, I've seen this out there. And they're like, okay, whatever. Well, you know, until I see it.
I don't believe it. I ain't saying they are. I ain't saying they are. I'm just saying until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. Yeah.
And that, so many people say that. It's just, and when they see it, we just hope that you don't see it
in a traumatic way,
like everyone else has seen it. Now everybody say, "Oh, it was just a 2 foot tall Chewbacca looking thing." No, every one of them says this thing was about 10, 15, 20 foot tall,
6 foot wide in the shoulders,
and knowing that it could take them at any time, except, oh yeah, I got a weapon with me.
Yeah,
I forgot I had a weapon with me because they know this weapon ain't big enough for that. Well, it is if they know where to put the bullet.
Not to mention that they're so fast.
Yep. Uh-oh. Oh, Isaiah.
Sage says Isaiah 45:7.
You have to print that in and we can write it down.
Sage says, I'm back. It bit me. Send help.
Yeah, she's feeding that mountain lion a steak.
Elastic says, Sage, you were in its home. Were you threatening to it? You must have had bad intentions.
Yeah, what'd you do? Did you try to pick its cubs up?
It's got to be, yeah.
It's got to be your fault. You know, it's not that the predator's a predator.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you with tobacco and crops and everything, and I've never heard of a woodburger. And he said, I didn't want to tell you because if I did, you wouldn't hunt, you wouldn't spend the night in the barn, you wouldn't do the things that you've done and you're still doing. And he said, they've been around here all my life. And he goes, I've seen 4 in my lifetime.
He's only seen 4 in his lifetime, but they've been around there all that time.
And before him.
And Grandpa, it's not right. Don't be that, Grandpa. I don't care what a good man he is.
Nope.
It's not right to know a danger and not warn your child or your grandchild or your wife or your husband. Or it's just not right. You warn them and you prepare them. And he knew that it would scare him so much, or he was afraid that it would scare him so much. Well, if there's nothing to be afraid of, why did you think that it was why did you have to hide it?
Yeah. And if his grandpa says they ain't gonna hurt you, this guy just came running off the mountain, up another mountain, crossed a small creek, jumped a 6-foot fence, got a gash, and he's not even mentioning the gash that he still has on his
28-foot
leg.
drop.
28
That could have broke his
drop.
legs right there.
He's bleeding.
28 feet.
His grandpa's not. So let's take care of that gash and we'll talk.
Yeah.
He's well, that's
This
just
major gaslighting going
That's
on.
just a little book. Don't worry about that little thing. Not just a little book.
Don't worry about it. You leave them alone. They'll leave you alone.
Yeah, take him.
Even Grandpa at least didn't say, go feed him. It'll be okay. Grandpa just hopes it gets what it wants and leaves.
Mm-hmm. Sage is out there feeding these.
Sage says Elastic, the yard squat was replaced by the yard lion. I swear I had good intentions. That's right.
Yeah. And it doesn't even matter what kind of predator it is. A predator is a predator. And this guy's grandpa's
People who
gaslighting.
pick up a serial killer have good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do them a lot of good.
Yeah, they don't have the predator doesn't have the good intentions.
Yeah, it doesn't matter your intentions,
Doesn't matter
right?
your intentions. That predator's going, oh, okay, come here.
This is easy dinner.
Easy dinner, just walked right up to me.
Fast food.
Not as fast.
Slow food.
Slow food. That's slow food. But
Keep going or we're not going to
Grandpa's going to gaslight him big time and make him sound like it's not a big deal. But this guy is still panicking and saying, what do you mean it's no big deal? But he probably wouldn't say that. But
Up close, I'll be out in the field working. I look up and want to be standing next to the fence just watching me work. And he said, you know, all those noises you heard at night when we were sitting on the porch at night, you know, you would ask me what that crazy sound was. And I would tell you, it's just no catamite. And I said, what is a catamite? He goes, nothing you'd understand. And he said, that catamite was the woodburger screaming in the woods. And I said, okay. And I wish you'd have told me about these things. He goes,
Exactly. And you were right in that, Darrell.
yeah.
He should have told you about those things.
I wish you would have told me about those things because, you know,
You straight up lied to him.
you can still go camping, fishing, whatever, but you will be aware and you'll be
armed,
safe.
and you not lose that valuable time.
You won't be
freak out
careless.
time.
Yeah, you won't be careless. You won't be doing stupid things
And
out
also,
there.
I noticed Grandpa said I never saw him up close.
Yep. Grandpa never saw him up close. And this guy, Darrell, he's seen it not up super close, but close
Like
enough
30
to.
yards away, close enough to be terrified and run
look in
home
his
when
eyes.
hours run. You know?
Grandpa got a problem.
I should have thought that'd be a good place for one because nobody ever goes in there where you're at. But I didn't
should
think
have
they don't
thought-
hurt you.
should
This
have
real
thought
territory.
all around your property where you see them in the wood line your whole life,
Yeah.
that it would have been a good time to tell them. You know, just because somebody's old doesn't mean they're wise. And they may
Exactly.
be, or they may be wise in some things,
Let me know how to
but
plant
not
a
in
crop, but
everything.
not with the deal with a Bigfoot.
Not when it's something like this. So, you know, Grandpa should have told him. He should have been better prepared for what could have happened out there.
Mm-hmm.
Elastic says, Sage Cooley will go to the snake handling church to pray for you. That's not at all a bad idea to handle snakes. Just bring a little stake.
Bring a little stake where you hold that rattlesnake. No. There's so many people got bit at those things. My goodness.
Understanding. He said that catamount was the woodburger screaming in the woods. And I said, okay. And I wish you'd have told me about these things. He goes, well, I should have thought that'd be a good place for one because nobody ever goes in there where you're at. But I didn't think they don't hurt you. They're just real territorial. He said,
They don't
He
hurt
didn't
you.
think
They're
they don't
real.
hurt you. He's seen them from a distance.
Never been up close to these things.
Yeah. Real territorial. Well, what does territorial means? Means if you get in what they consider their territory, they will hurt you.
Yeah.
Or else you're not territorial. What, you know, come on, Grandpa. Now Grandpa's just making excuses, and what he should have done is apologize and say, you know what, that was a bad call. I should have taught you.
To be
This is why
safer
we
out
wrote
there.
Monster Spotters,
Yeah.
so that you can read it to your children and your grandchildren. And we wrote it in such a way that you don't have to terrify them, but they're prepared. They know how to be spiritually covered, and how to pray, and how to be aware of their surroundings, and how to avoid, you know, building their fort under a Bigfoot bow.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Better to know than not know. Better to be prepared than unprepared.
You teach your kids about everything else. Why would you not, if you have knowledge of something like this, and this old man did? Why would you not teach them? Okay, here's just another sort of predator in the world to be careful of.
Yep.
That's love.
Yep. That's love. Make sure
Overbuilt says, good point, Elastic Machinery. I'll go shake up the snake box before they. Snake box.
before they go fetch them.
Before they go fetch them. Okay. So Darrell's upset with his grandpa, and he has every right to be, but Grandpa talks him out of being upset with him, and kind of makes excuses and makes him think, well, it's okay. Grandpa did what he thought was best, and it's all okay.
He's also thinking that, oh, they won't hurt you if you don't bother them. And
yeah,
these things will rip you apart if they get the chance. And if you're food out there and they're hungry and you're out there goofing and not paying attention, fishing with your back to the woods.
Not to mention, he straight up lied to him and said, oh, this just this or this just that. In the times that he heard him screaming out there, and asked a very real question that deserved a very real answer.
In the wintertime, they come to the hen house here.
Oh, sorry.
And they'll take 4 or 5 chickens at a time.
Oh, okay. So now they come steal the chickens and everything, but
Now, how come Grandpa ain't stopping them?
don't worry about that. Yeah, right. Right. Most people protect their chickens, but
Grandpa's just
Yeah.
take what you want, leave me alone.
yeah, please. Just like with the people that give the produce out of their garden, here, you just take this, and or they'll
What you mean they won't bother you?
dump
They-
the guts
they
over at the
come-
wood line. Just leave me alone.
They
That's
say-
fear-based. That's not your friend.
No, he's afraid of them, or he'll be protecting those chickens. And
Just like
everything
you
on
would
that
if it was a
property.
cougar or a raccoon or any
Yeah.
other thing.
He'd be setting a trap
You're
waiting for
absolutely
it.
right. You're right.
And he said they come and take it every year.
Well, they just got to eat.
That means they're coming to your house. That's
there
not
ain't enough
territorial.
woods up there.
Yeah, they're
You
not
know,
saying
on that
that's our
mountain that they can't
territory.
go
This
eat
is
up there.
yours.
They got to come to your house.
They just know that that's free chickens right there, all pinned up.
And so you know they're coming that close there, but you didn't warn your grandson.
Yeah, they're coming right to the house and they're taking chickens. They're taking everything, anything they want, really.
Don't be that guy.
Not all of them. And my granddad had a huge hen
Well, they
house.
didn't take all of
Well,
them.
they didn't take all of them, so
Just 4.
that means that they're good because they didn't take every chicken. They just took 4 or 5, and
Well, we used to have 5 kids, but
yeah, they only got 4 now. So
they didn't take all of them.
that's Grandpa. That's what gaslighting is, huh? Like you think it's no big deal, or is that gaslighting?
You don't need to be afraid.
Yeah, you don't need to be afraid of these things. They're just they just come
Oh,
up to the
that ain't
house.
nothing but one of them wood boogers.
It's coming to the house all
There
the
ain't
time.
no way Grandpa never thought to tell him about that.
And Grandpa kept his door shut, I bet, because those chickens that were rattling and screaming.
Yeah,
Because like that rooster was at that one place.
yeah.
That rooster's making noise all night, but we kept honking the horn, letting them know that we're here, we're awake, we hear you. And the homeowners never come out,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
not once. Just like this grandpa, he ain't going out there to check on those chickens
No.
that are screaming and cackling at night. He just comes out in the morning. Well, I guess they got about 4 last night.
He said, in the wintertime, they come to the hen house here, and they'll take 4 or 5 chickens at a time, not all of them. And my granddad had a huge hen house with a lot of chickens. He sold eggs and raised chickens. And I'll take 4 or 5 chickens, and they leave a little pile of rocks and sticks like they're paying for it. And he said,
That don't sound like a fair trade.
Sure don't. You step 2 feet to the left and get your own rocks and sticks.
Yeah, here's a pile of dirt for you.
Raise your own chickens. You're so brilliant.
You're so intelligent. Get your own chickens.
Build your own farm.
Plant your own garden.
and every once in a while I'll be going down to the field with the cows, and they'll yell at me. And they know me, and they've seen me for years. And
Wonder how many cows went missing over the years or got injured or raped.
Yeah, this grandpa just makes me feel kind of sick just listening to him. These things are
Doesn't matter if he's a nice guy. We have to understand this. Just because they're nice in other areas, just don't do your children and grandchildren that way. Be honest with them about what's
49,000 views of this.
Train them properly. Yeah.
And people listen to the last part more than what happened.
Yeah.
nothing to worry about, boy. Just don't get
Nothing to worry about, boy.
Just what?
out in that area.
And he looks like he don't believe it. He right there, that look is like, and so that's what he told me. And I love my grandpa so much and have so
My
much
grand-
respect for grandpa that
Nothing to worry about.
that really hurt him.
So grandpa is letting him know also that they come to our house. They're always at our house, but just don't go into their territory.
Right,
They can come
right.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what that look reminds me of there is, and this is way off topic, but that look on their face reminds me of the way that I felt when someone told me that the stepdad that molested me my entire life, other than that, he was a good dad. And I believe that was not this one, but in just a second, when he kind of shrugs and does that little smile like,
Let me see.
Boy, just don't go out in that area.
right there, I was like, that's what you got to say about that. That's other than that, he was a good dad. So other than that, don't worry about him. I don't know. That just came to my mind. It wasn't
They're saying that these things can run all over them if they want to. Nothing you can do about it.
Don't worry
Can't
about
stop
it.
them.
Yeah.
They're too big, too powerful. Just don't go in their territory.
Exactly like Bigfoot in the hoodie.
Yeah. Yeah, just like the house over there. They said we can't do
You've
anything
already
about
submitted.
them. They can take us anytime they want us. So we're just going to let them have their way around here.
That's not how it works. When you
No.
spiritually cleanse your house, you don't say, well, the demons are this and that, and they've been around longer, and so let's just don't do anything about it. Let's just open our door. Come on.
Yeah.
My granddad was such a honest, honorable
No.
person.
No.
How can he say that?
You just got
He
through
just
saying
been
he
lying
lied
all
to
to
you, and now you're saying he's honest and honorable. Maybe in some areas, maybe he didn't steal, or was a hard worker, but he was not honest and he was not honorable in this situation.
He lied to you.
Darrell, and don't, it's okay not to love every single thing about someone, and to recognize if he had some anger and some hurt over that, and it's okay.
He just told us that this man has lied to him all this time.
Yeah, put him in danger.
And he also lied to him about they won't do anything unless you don't bother him. That's another lie. They will do things.
Mm-hmm.
They will take your chickens. They
Come
will
up to
harm
your house.
cattle.
It ain't just because you're going out in the woods.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lie. Now he's trying to say he's honest.
They're not catamounts.
If you can say he lied to you,
And then you say he was an honest, honorable man.
no.
Not in every case.
Nothing to worry about, boy. Just don't go down in that area.
That's a
My
lie.
granddad was such a
Where's their area?
But there's that whole conflict between you love this person and respect him so much, and then they did this over here, and
Yeah.
you don't even know. So you just put that to the side and ignore that happened, and you just make excuses for him.
honest, honorable person. He didn't want to do anything to fear me. Now, it took me a while to see it that way, but
I bet it did.
I kind of felt a little betrayal at first.
That ain't funny either. You see how he laughed there, just like he laughed about the Bigfoot earlier?
Yeah.
That little nervous.
Nervous laugh.
It's okay for you to recognize the danger of that other thing, and to recognize that was a betrayal. That was a.
There was a flat out betrayal. And he even said I felt betrayed.
Yeah. And he talked you out of that. Well, just this. Well, just that. It took a little while, he said, because they had to have a few conversations over that, because I was really upset. Rightfully so. Never thought I'd be defending him. But, that wasn't cool. Overbelt says, people aren't too bright. Logical thinking evaded them 110%. I know a few that like Bigfoot and do not trust them. Makes no sense. It
I
doesn't.
sure don't.
First, because me and my granddad were so close, and we did so many things together, and I had a large family with my brothers and my cousins, but I was the closest to my granddad of anybody, and I just spent a lot more time with him and my grandmother. I'd always help him in the fields and help him do crops and do stuff like that. And I felt a little betrayed a little bit. But then after I got to thinking about it, and after he talked to me a couple times about it, I felt a little better about it. But
a little better, but it still bothered him.
Yeah, that's traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
See a beast out there, a monster, looking at you, snarling, growling, screaming at you, chasing you out of the woods.
And you got a, what did he say, 50 caliber, and he said with one, like he had one shot.
Wow.
But it scared me so bad. I don't scare easy. I've been in the woods with bears running me up a tree, hogs that run you, lots of things that were dangerous. Even a cat one time, a big cat. And I was frightened, but I wasn't scared like I was with this thing. I've never been that scared in my life.
Exactly. That's our point. They're not natural.
And for him to later say, gift these things, try to communicate, they're not all bad. This is the scariest he's been in his entire life when he first seen it.
More than hogs, bears, and mountain lions.
Because he knew he was prey and this thing was looking at him.
Yep.
And he ran and ran, cut his leg up, kept running,
Right.
come flying in the house, locked the door, looked through the window, ran to the back corner of the house.
Only to hear, oh yeah, those things.
Oh, yeah, it's
No
no
big
big
deal. Oh
deal.
yeah. I forgot to
Yeah.
tell you.
No big deal. Don't worry about that,
No,
boy.
really not. I forgot to tell you. Just I lied.
Mhm.
I flat out lied to you when you asked me what's screaming and roaring in the woods.
What is that? Well, that's just old cow tick.
Elastic says this kind of deep betrayal causes psychosomatic, physiological, and emotional trauma. The cognitive dissonance can cause fibromyalgia. I love my parents, but them raising me in a doomsday cult from, and there'll be more in a second.
Yeah.
Infancy caused me the deepest harm. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the same thing
So
happening with
don't
him.
any of you make that mistake. If you hear something, you tell your kid what it is.
Yeah.
And you saying this is how we guard ourselves against that.
And if you never heard that sound or that scream before, you tell them, I don't know. I've never heard that in my entire life.
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah. But we're
And,
going inside.
And I keep talking about kids and stuff, but this happens a lot too. A lot with wives that are at home more than the men, and the women will try to tell them this or that is bothering me. It could be demons, it could be the predator Bigfoots. They're saying we're nervous, or me and the kids are nervous, or just I'm nervous. This feels threatening to me. And then the husband, many times, in their mind, they're going, I don't want to scare you, just like the grandpa. Well, I don't want him to be scared, so I'm going to downplay it instead of saying, all right, well, let's shore up this place. Let's make sure we got proper lighting. Make sure you know how to defend yourself. Instead they'll say things like, oh, you're just overtired. You're just overworked. You're just stressed. Here, maybe I'll do the dishes for you tonight. It could, all those things may be true also, but the fear is real, and don't be that person either. And we don't hear about that so much with men trying to say they saw something, but although it does happen, sometimes the men will come home from hunting or in jobs that keep them out at night or something like that, and they'll come home and say they saw something. No matter what it is, if somebody's trying to tell you that they saw something that was frightening, listen to them. Don't mock them. You weren't there. You don't know.
Yeah.
So give them the benefit of the doubt, and do not mock or make them feel like they want to just close up and not tell anyone. That's abuse.
And it was, I really thought that was my last day when this thing was screaming and showing me its teeth and growling. And,
He thought he was gonna die.
I thought he was going to die. Thought that was it.
It was, I really thought that was my last day.
And he also got that 50 cal in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was screaming and showing me its teeth and growling. And,
And he's 28 feet up in a tree and 30 yards away. And from there, he thought it was going to be his last day.
And from there, he thought, if I shoot this thing, it's going to climb up this tree and rip me out of it.
Overbuilt says fear does that to men and women. That's why the Bible says no, fear a lot. Do not downplay any threats. Exactly.
I learned a lot from it at the same time. And, but I had nightmares for months.
PTSD from it. And Grandpa saying, oh, that ain't nothing to worry about.
And see, when he said, I learned a lot from this encounter, this time.
He's learned there's monsters.
There are monsters out there, and they will come to your house. People will lie to you about them.
Yeah.
They will watch you. They will scream at you. They will hunt the game in your area. They will chase you.
And he's thinking back to all the things over the years. Oh, wow. Putting it together. This was this, that was that.
That holler, I remember that holler, and another holler. And every time we was out at Grandpa's, they were hollering out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't go hunting in the woods for 7 years. Now,
This
my
is
buddies still went up there every year, just like we did before. I let them hunt. I didn't hunt. I stayed with my granddad.
But did he
Yeah.
tell them? Because, you know,
yeah. He should have warned them. Hopefully, he did.
he told them that I felt like this was the last day of my life. I had a 50 cal in my hand. I jumped out of a 28-foot, drop from a tree, crossed the river, jumped a 6-foot fence, cut my leg up, show them the scar. Let them know there are monsters out there.
And this is somebody who's seen all the big predators in the woods.
But he's saying that his friends are going out there, but either
Did he warn them?
either he didn't warn them, or they didn't believe him, or they're just like those other people.
I think he didn't warn him because he says, "I just don't feel like going."
It's kind of like that. Also,
So he's doing the same thing.
even if he did warn them, they're saying, "Well, until I see one," or
Yeah.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
whatever you had, yeah, okay, whatever. You're just trying to scare us out of here.
And this is somebody who loved hunting, hunted all
I'm
the time.
talking different because of this.
Yeah.
I'm talking like we way over in the old mountain there.
He loved hunting, but now he hadn't hunt for 7 years after that.
Yeah, and he says friends have been going, but I think right here he's like,
Life altering.
yeah. So let's see if he warns his buddies. As soon as they get there, I mean, the very next time he sees them, does he warn them?
The woods for 7 years. Now, my buddies still went up there every year, just like we did before. I let them hunt. I didn't hunt. I stayed with my granddad.
He let them hunt.
And they say, "You want to hunt?" I said, "I just ain't in the mood to hunt."
See,
I
that's-
mentioned what I'd seen to them. They
Oh,
thought,
good.
"You sure you didn't have something to drink last night?"
See,
This was in '92. There weren't any.
so he did try to warn them. That's good.
Yeah.
And then he just let it go because they mocked him, just like we're talking. You sure you didn't have something to drink? You sure you didn't have a little bit of smoke? We were talking about this the other day. Don't care if you did have something to drink. How many? I think just about every one of us here has had a drink before, and you ever known anybody having hallucinations from
A
from
15-foot
alcohol?
beast
Come on.
monster growling at you.
I never saw any monsters,
Right there, or
not from drinking.
hunting or chasing you.
So don't tell people that. And even if they are drinking, that doesn't mean they didn't see what they saw.
Yeah. Cases, amen. Faith over fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Facebook groups, there weren't any podcasts, there weren't any radio shows. You pretty much were on your own when you brought up the fact that you'd seen some type of creature. I went to the library, is what I did, trying to figure out what I'd seen. He called it a woodburger, and lo and behold, I went to 3 or 4 libraries. I found a book that said the top 10 Bigfoot. Number 2 was called the woodburger, and it was exactly like what I'd seen, except it.
I don't think it was. You may have seen the outline of it.
Overbuilt says Bigfoot, furry forest friends, and aliens in the galactic saviors, both deceptions, in my opinion. They both abduct kids, lie, and troll the crud out of people. Absolutely.
Yeah. Same MO.
Yep.
I went to 3 or 4 libraries. I found a book that said the top 10 Bigfoot. Number 2 was called the woodburger, and it was exactly like what I'd seen, except this one in the picture had red eyes. The one I seen had black eyes. But it took me a long time to get over that. It really did. And what hunting I did, I'd do out of my truck in the field or something. I didn't go in the woods. And then I was fishing, years later when I had my next encounter. So if I hadn't had my second encounter, I would have never got over it. I truly believe that.
So we can skip forward a little while he talks about the second encounter, and we'll. Sage says, "I live in a legal 420 state. Can't say I've seen a dancing purple elephant in my driveway. Now a mountain lion."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
people play it off like, "Well, you sure you weren't drinking? Sure you
yeah.
weren't-" Yeah.
You're overtired.
Maybe you weren't tired. Maybe you just hallucinated. You taking pills? You
we'll skip
No.
ahead a little bit because we've been in here a long time, but basically he's going fishing to where him and two other guys know where to fish, but he's by himself and he hadn't been there in a few years. He goes back to it, and it's an isolated area, and he has, over this period of days or weeks or something, he has 2 styrofoam minnow buckets disappear. One, and then another time another one did. He comes back the third time because he doesn't know what took it. It's styrofoam, it floats, so the river didn't take it. He ties this one, and he's kind of keeping an eye out, and he sees it. It gets pulled off into the cane, kudzu, into the kudzu, and he calls it kudzu, but it gets pulled off into there, and then he like leans down and looks up under there in the blinds, and he sees his other 2 coolers are
Minnow
off
buckets.
in there. Minnow buckets are off in there, and he's still kind of thinking
Finds
that
a
it's
footprint.
huh?
Finds a footprint.
Yeah, but before that, he's thinking that it's a human thief stealing his minnow buckets, but it's these things. So then he ends up seeing the face of one peeking out at him, and it's a shorter one, a juvenile, maybe 5 feet, 6 feet. So then we can pick it up from there if we can
Is that on 45? Is that where you want?
catch up. Well, that's at 41 right now. Yeah, go forward a little. I think about 45.
Cheers. So be patient and
Well,
don't show fright.
I told you too far, I guess. Oh, it wasn't 45.
This is a guy I've known all my life that would he was about as tough as they come. When he seen that creature,
So this is when he already thinks that he's got a relationship with him. Now he says that they're his good friends, his real good friends. There's 2 younger ones, one female, older one, and then another male that he ends up naming Tobias. And or he didn't name it Tobias. He somehow says that's its name. And he calls this a good relationship. They trusted him, he trusted them. Everybody's friends, they're wonderful. He's going back gifting all the time.
Gifting them.
Giving them food. He'll take them one type of food this week or this day, more food the next day, so forth. And or every other day except when he's on vacation.
Yeah.
Toys, he takes him a big bag of whistles just in case we skip over, but the full interview you guys can go watch.
I want to hear this one part about when he brought this guy
Yeah,
to see these things.
and this guy flipped.
This guy's reaction too.
I've known that nearly 5 years now. What are you talking about? You think I just make it up? He goes, no, I believe you, D. I believe you, but I'll go with you. Okay, so I brought him. I was a little skeptical because I didn't want to upset them, me bringing somebody else. And
You didn't want to upset them.
Because what would happen?
Yeah. These things will eat you. Don't worry about upsetting them.
did, and went back and sat on the bucket, and I'm sitting on the bucket like this, looking this way. He's on this side of me with his head up next to my shoulder. The little one came out, the female. And when he seen that creature, this is a guy I've known all my life that would, he was about as tough as they come. When he seen that creature, he went in a complete panic.
He's
He
calling
tapped me on the
them
shoulder and
now.
goes, man, what?
He was calling them people a while ago.
Now he's calling it a creature.
Yeah, why didn't you call a little girl?
Yeah.
Are these things? I don't want to be around these things. He took off running so fast behind me out of the trail, all the way back, went in, jumped in my truck, locked the door, and was blowing the horn. And I'm trying to figure out how to tell these creatures, don't pay no attention to him. He didn't mean anything back. I won't do that again. And I did do it again, but it scared him to death. He didn't ever want to see him again. But
Why would that be?
Not natural to see these things.
Mm-mm.
Nothing natural about a Bigfoot.
That's not a reaction you have if you see any other animal.
No, even if it was a bear or grizzly, I mean, you may take a step back with a grizzly.
Be
But-
nervous for sure.
But if you got a weapon, you know, you're not gonna. You may even take a shot at it or a couple shots. But for him to just break and run, that's the
And he
same
said this was
exact
a big
thing.
old tough guy, and that's
That's
what
the-
you did.
That's what he did too.
Yeah,
He did exactly what you did when you
Yeah.
first seen it.
yeah.
And this guy, you know, if I was him, I wouldn't be friends with this guy.
Well, he
Right.
knew that this guy was taking him to see him. He said he wanted to go see him.
Well, I still wouldn't be friends with him because this guy's out there communicating with these things.
And anyway, I was friends with them for a long time, and they meant a lot to me, and I learned so many things from them. And
You
What'd you
learned so
learn?
many things. What'd you learn?
You learn that your friends get scared when they see it. You learn that you
They
get
steal
scared.
minnow buckets and
They'll steal your food. They'll eat your chickens. They'll scream at you, yell at you, follow you, watch you, calculate on you.
I asked them many a time, "Where did you come from?"
You asked them many a
you asked
time.
them many a time.
I
Why didn't
did
they
just
answer
ask
you?
it.
You're good friends.
What did they answer the first time? Many a times. That's more than once.
Overbuilt says they got him under a curiosity spell and a spell too. I'll have none of it.
Yeah. I'll have none of it either. And they got this guy.
And he's got a platform.
And he said, I
He's
asked
got a
him,
group of, I don't remember how many people, but it's a huge group. And the mods in there will flip on you too if you
I
say
asked
anything
them-
against these.
I asked them many a times where they're from.
So listen to this.
Where did you come from? And they told and
Whoa,
They told,
whoa, whoa.
yeah, he said they told
They
he
told
caught
me.
himself.
well,
He
I
got
mean, they
himself.
told,
So he doesn't, like, he lies to himself, but he tries not to lie to, you know, he does try to catch his words
yeah.
so that he doesn't, just like earlier when he said, and they learn, and he stopped himself.
Yeah, they didn't learn that from him for sure.
many a time, "Where did you come from?
Many
Where
times.
did you come from?"
Where did you come? Where'd you come from? Where'd you come
And
from?
they
Where'd you come
told and the female went,
from the tree?
From the tree?
The tree
Yeah.
above you? I seen you and I come down because you're going to bring me food. I come down.
Yeah. If she even understood. And we don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, what are his body gestures? Is he looking up? Is he pointing up? Is he nodding? Is he what exactly is he doing? You know, does she really understand what his words are?
No. She can mimic.
Right.
It can mimic.
Exactly.
And you know, he was probably doing the same thing. You come from up
Yeah,
there?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And finally went,
Yeah. They mimic everything.
yeah.
Yeah, this is how they can tell you children.
Yeah. Come here. Come here.
I said, "You mean you come from outer space?"
No, I come from,
Yeah, they told
what's it called? The obsidian
Andromeda.
world of Andromeda, near Pleiades and across the, the Orion's belt.
but
But
now that
about
I'm here,
40,000
we
light
just
years.
bang
with the Starship
trees,
Command.
bang trees with sticks.
Yeah, now I come now. I just
But
bang
we're the
sticks.
superior.
Now I just bang sticks
Yeah. And steal chickens.
from
And minnow
Andromeda,
buckets.
and I flew my spaceship here, and we have that technology, but all I can do is throw a rock.
We're so brilliant and grunt at you.
Now I can only grunt and throw rocks.
She didn't say anything. Didn't say.
She didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything, huh? And you asked her again. And you asked her again. and you ask her again many times. Point. You there, monkey?
Yeah, and he talks slower.
Slower.
Do you come from?
In peace. Where?
Yeah, and you come from another galaxy.
Another galaxy.
See how he nods? See how he nods? He goes, "You come from another galaxy." He's nodding. And
He's
that's probably what he did to her.
And
You
they
come from
mimicked
another galaxy, and they do the same thing.
He
You
did
can
that
do
with the
that
finger
with
too.
people. You do a body gesture, and oftentimes they're gonna do the same thing.
Or if you laugh or smile, they'll do
They're
the
gonna-
same thing.
Yeah,
So he's nodding. Like, you come from
you can do it with a dog,
a
a
different
bird.
galaxy, and he's nodding his head, and then he goes, and they nodded their head.
I said, you mean you come from outer space? She didn't say anything. Didn't say anything. I mean, you come from another galaxy.
But
I
you
said,
can see the little nod he
you
did
came from
before
another
that.
galaxy. Do you know who Jesus Christ is? Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Okay,
They got
now
that
he's
nodding down.
considering this testing the spirits. The Bible says it tests the spirits. Not every spirit is going to be a good one. The angels ain't sitting around in these abominations waiting to talk to Darrell Denton or the other special people in the woods. They're going about their business. They're not.
And there's two beliefs. If you say, do you believe in Jesus Christ, and do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Do you accept Jesus
Yeah.
Christ? And are you a child of God?
Satan knows about Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Jesus I know, Paul I know, but who are you? The demons know who he is. Satan knows who he is. They all believe that he existed.
When Jesus got off the
They
boat,
all know him.
they didn't come up and say, hey, it's Jesus. They said, why did you come here
to torment me before
us?
my time. So they're just because they've heard the name or they know what's coming and they know who they have to submit to,
And you know,
doesn't mean you've tested the spirits. Don't settle for just that.
But you know him, he's not going to be standing there with no emotion and not any body language. He's
Right.
moving his head.
Right.
He's moving his hands.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Leading them basically with body
Yeah.
language.
And they're just mimicking him and going.
Well, it's like Jerry says, you could be saying, like you're talking about a recipe, and you could say a cake recipe, but you would say, put a shoe into the bowl, and they're not going to know the difference between a shoe and they're.
You get, like we're saying. So can you tell me the recipe for the cake? But you're pushing this cup towards them. They're going to say, yeah, or they're going to take the cup. They're not going to tell you the recipe, but they see the cup coming at them, and they're going to reach for the cup.
And I don't know if he's already talked about it or not, but and if they do, then we can skip in a second. But he talks about bringing them a big bag of whistles. That's another thing he's bringing them, his toys. And he gets back one time. The next time he goes there, and he hears 2 or 3 whistles over here and 1 whistle over there and another one back behind him. Well, he's only talked about 4 of these things. Where'd that 5th, that 2 or 3, that 3rd
And how many kids are going to hear those whistles?
come from? That's exactly it. That's what really bothers me. So he's training them, not only giving them toys that they can go use to lure other kids with, because how many times have we found toys up in blinds or in front of blinds? It's so disturbing, and they'll and he's given them the means to do that. And he talks about how brilliant they are. He's learned so much from them, and what they figured out how to blow into a whistle. Are you kidding me? They can whistle without a whistle.
And
also
he said, I had to ask them many times, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Yeah.
But then he brings up the word galaxy.
And they're so
like, oh yeah. We're from the galaxy of the Andromeda. Yeah, galaxy we know. Now where we're from, no, we don't know that word.
Yeah.
Where are you from? No, we don't understand it. Galaxy?
space.
Outer space.
Outer space.
Galaxy.
Oh,
Now,
galaxy.
Galaxy. Okay, we understand galaxy. Oh my
And,
goodness.
yeah, so he's given. So when these little toys appear for children and things like that, and where are they coming from? They're stealing them from other kids, or they're getting them from gifters, and they're using them for luring children. We got a problem with that.
Yep.
JR says developing a mental relationship with Bigfoot is essentially the same as a mental relationship with an AI chatbot. They both are predatory, deceptive, and lead to self-destruction. You are absolutely right. We were just talking about that. That people are using the chat like a Ouija board, and it's so disturbing. They don't even. It's a tool. Just like we were saying, paper and pen, you can make your own Ouija board in a glass. Those things can be used for good, but people are using them to open portals and to open thresholds and to do divination and to commune with unclean spirits. And it's just a bad idea. Bad.
Yeah, this still doesn't make sense that he had to many times say, "Where are you from?"
Talks
Where
about how
are you
brilliant
from?
they are. He's learned so much, but what did you learn?
And now he's saying, "Another galaxy? Oh yeah, another galaxy.
Well,
Galaxy, we understand."
He's impressed with I don't know
They're
if
just
it's
over there
before
nodding.
this or after this, but
Food.
he talks about they have and one time they, how they're just so smart.
He says that.
It was oh yeah, that ain't us saying it.
No.
It's like a milk carton, and it's got 4 sticks. I don't know if we've got to that part yet or not, but it's got sticks shoved into
2
it,
sticks,
floating on the water, and that just impresses him. Well, to begin with, how does he even know that they made it?
They didn't
And
say a bunch of
also,
sticks through it.
is that really that big a deal? That's the genius level of these things.
That's how intelligent they
Did
are.
it just float down the river from some kid doing it? Or, I mean, a toddler could do that.
Yeah.
A toddler could do any of these things that he's talking about.
And he's not talking about structures, bows, blinds,
No.
traps. So
No.
he doesn't know any of this stuff is around him.
Doesn't appear to.
There you go.
We're from France,
We're
says
from France.
JR.
3603 Mockingbird Lane. Zip code 7418 3624. Yes, the galaxy far, far away. This guy.
Next time.
You came from another galaxy and you believe in Jesus Christ. And all 2 of them, Tobias and her, the middle one, didn't do anything.
They nodding to everything.
And the little one's just looking at him like, huh?
He could be like, so 2 plus 2
So
is
did
4.
you bring me a whistle?
Yeah,
What'd you bring
how
me
come I didn't get a
today?
whistle? And little Bigfoot's going, I didn't get a whistle. Anybody get
Tobias.
a whistle?
Did the name Tobias just pop into your head, Darrell, or did it say, I am
I
Tobias?
am Tobias from the galaxy from France.
Which
The
galaxy?
Galaxy of France.
They could tell you the galaxy, but which one? Which one, Darrell?
They don't know which galaxy they're from.
Listen to Darrell, you'll be in peril.
You'll be in prayer if you do anything like this guy's doing.
Oh, and I get a kick out of what he talks about with the X's. I think it's coming up. We're almost to the end.
So that was the only thing I can tell you, that apparently they came from another galaxy.
Apparently.
Ah,
You learned so much from them. You know who else came from another galaxy in another realm? The fallen angels.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, put 2 and 2 together, Darrell.
he knew him for 5 years, and that's all he can tell you.
This is all the
They're close
information he
friends,
has.
really good friends.
All the
really
information
good
he's got in
friends.
5 years.
Yeah,
And
but he learned a lot.
and he had to go
He learned they like
galaxy,
whistles. He learned they like cantaloupe.
whistles.
He learned they like minnow
they
buckets.
like to put sticks in cartons,
maybe,
maybe,
or they like when sticks are in cartons.
because he wasn't sure about
Oh,
that.
and they know how to make X's.
But he don't know that. I mean, he said somebody or something did. Somebody stuck a
Yeah.
stick in a carton. Like you're saying,
They know how to whop a
kids
tree
could've
with
done
a
that.
stick.
They're not them, but their family originally.
How come they?
How do you know that? Did they say that?
My goodness, not them, but their original family. What are you talking?
Did you ask them about that too? And they
Did
said,
they tell you
and
that?
they said, well, he asked them,
Oh,
and
oh,
they
they
said,
say yes, yes, Darrell, yes. I don't know why you keep asking us crazy questions, Darrell. Yes, not me personally, but my great grandfather came on this
Tobias,
ship.
the
Tobias,
the elder,
the captain of the Andromeda Queen Galaxy spaceship, Continental. I don't know. So next question you ask them, they go, "Yes, Darrell.
Please,
Yes.
where's the food?
Yes, Darrell. Are you hungry? Yes, Darrell. What time is it? Yes, Darrell." And that's all he learned is they can do this.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You know Mike from Albuquerque? Yes.
Yes, Darrell. We know Mike.
I wish I could have got more, but that's what I got.
That's what he got.
I wish you could have got more.
That's what
in
he got.
5 years and all the
Yes,
things they
Darrell.
taught you, that's all you could get.
That's all I could get.
Okay.
Yes, Darrell.
Or does he mean in particular about he wanted the exact coordinates?
Yes, Darrell. Is this all?
I would tell anybody that's had a
Whoa!
Oh, okay. So we did miss that part where he was talking about the X's. He said they make X's, and that's what they called their family. That's their family name or something along those lines. It's ridiculous. Go listen to it. That's the X. That's their family name. Every predator Bigfoot, if you go into an area, they have an X. And
Yes, Darrell.
that means don't go in.
Yes, Darrell.
Just
Yes, Darrell. And your other brother,
it's
Darrell.
not their family. It's not their brand. JR says, Darrell, take me to your leader.
Yes, Darrell. Take me to your leader. Does he have food too, Darrell?
And so now,
Does he have
from these
toys?
experiences in his 5 years in his love, great love, and his great relationship, and these are some of his best friends, and oh my God.
I don't want to hear his opinion of what he's going to tell.
Well, okay, suffice it to say, it's terrible advice, the kind we don't want you to take. And this is where he gives his advice. And don't be afraid of them. Respect them. He gives all the same BS stuff that his grandpa gave to him. When
And
he
the same
was
BS
so
that some of these other
Yep, and
researchers
all
do
these-
that get people in trouble.
and all these
Situations.
people, these researchers out there are following that same bad advice.
All of them are.
Yeah.
All of them.
It's the same advice that I got when I started trying to figure out what was going on my property
From that Taps Creek
in
or
Texas.
other
Yes. And they
Man.
they were gift they're primates,
They're
they
all
want
stuck.
to preserve them. Yeah, they're all up against this one wall of what they want to be the truth and just can't accept.
None of
These
them
are
know
predators.
the DNA or the origin, and they're all just
And get mad at us for knowing it.
and for explaining to people these things are predators. Yeah. You get mad at us for
Don't
knowing
hate us
what they
because
don't know.
Was it old Clairol commercial? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Don't hate me because
Don't-
we know what.
I
what you're up
certainly am in
against.
no condition to be doing a Clairol commercial at this time. Don't hate us because we know where they come from.
Yeah, don't hate us because we know the DNA.
Because we know they're predators.
Yeah, don't hate us because we know they're predators.
Actually, we don't care if any of them hate us or not. Just don't stop giving bad advice.
Yeah, and that's why we're not going to show his bad advice.
Yeah. Get
Because-
the predator Bigfoot and the spiritual warriors path. Get monster spotters so that you can teach your children so that they don't
Let me
end
put
up
those up.
like Darrell
And his brother Darrell.
giving terrible advice. Don't feed them. Don't communicate with them. They can't read your mind. They can read your nodding. They can
You're
read your
nodding, you're-
look. A husband and wife can be together for years, and or even best friends, and they can predict. They're not literally reading each other's mind. They might get in the same habits as each other. They might, they're watching habits. They understand habits. They notice patterns, but it doesn't mean you're literally reading their mind. And he thinks somewhere in this ridiculous interview, he thinks that they're reading his. It's almost like they can read his mind. Well, you want that to be the case, but they can't read your mind, and they're reading your patterns.
your habits.
Your patterns are much the same as so many people in the past and so many people out there now. They may be the first ones you've seen. You're not the first one they've seen. You're not special to them. He even says those words in there. They were very special to him, and he was very special to them. Well, I guess you would be if you're taking them food and whistles but you're leading people into danger, and it's all okay until it's not. And they're just not these brilliant. And you notice he called them creatures too. He didn't call them people. Again. So then how do you say that they're people? He never, I suppose in some other interview somewhere, he's talked about what happened, why he said that it was all great and he never sees them again or whatever. Maybe he moved away from that area. Overbuilt.
There's just a smiley face with teeth. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this up.
That's a flash of beauty, Darrell Denton, the Tennessee Bigfoot man.
Yeah, we're not going to listen to his opinion or his conclusion.
You can go finish that up on that interview.
If you want to hear the wrong conclusion, if you want to hear the wrong things anybody should be telling people about these predators, he's basically saying go and you can talk with them, walk with them if you just be nice to them.
Lies.
Just
like his grandpa lied to him.
Yep, he's lying to everybody else. Wrong conclusion.
Oh, thank you, Lord, just for giving us this platform. Thank you for the people who take the time to view it now and in the future. Lord, open people's eyes and ears to the truth of what's out here. Open their eyes to that there's going to be that great and terrible day of the Lord, and the beasts of the field will be attacking, and that these are part of the beasts of the field, Lord. Open people's eyes and ears, and thank you for letting us be a part of doing that. Keep people safe. You know what you have to do, Lord. We don't even need to tell you what to do. You already know what you're doing, and you do it so beautifully. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name, in the name of your Son, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen. All right. So
Jerry made it through the whole thing.
Well, we had to skip a lot and go through the
God bless and good rest.
God bless.
Thank you.
And good rest. And we'll see y'all again very soon.
That's it. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck. I feel sick and dizzy now. Disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator Bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator Bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Man and woman form lines to clear the land. The brushes beat as townspeople walk from the street to the wood line, moving slow into the woods now, making no sound as a gifting tree is found. Food and children's items with sales and flowers too. Why would someone do this to our town? Putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding predator Bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground as the forest goes quiet. Not a bird, cricket, or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready as all know the sign that predator Bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's call, but that's not all. Coyote sounds, how his broken branches are heard. A baby's cry, I hear a hoot, and an owl flies by a call for help. Then the sound of a scream, like a dream will come to the reality of now. Predator Bigfoots all around. They didn't make a sound till now. We all know, put the sight at his head to slow their charge. People run from fear as others stand clear, calm in the rain as the ground is now stained. The forest now quiet as only few walk away. Now we look for the one who gifted the predators our town.